and gentlemen, welcome in here. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Feral Friday's about to come at you. Please share this out. I just shared this out on old Twitter, on X. Please give that a repost. Let people know that you're hanging out here tonight. Give it a like. YouTube likes that as well. Yeah, it should be a fun night. Let's go.
Let's rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Feral Friday. Publicly Buzzed is coming at you. Yeah, we have a banger ass show for you here tonight. We are going over something that's been kind of catching on the internet here lately. It's kind of been a thing that's been happening since 2014, but here recently there's been a lot more conversation going on about the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, the disappearance that happened on March 8th of 2014. After this plane left Beijing with 227 passengers and 12 crew members on board, the flight takes off at 16:42 UTC, that's Universal Time. And then at 17:19 UTC, the pilot says goodbye, Malaysia Airlines. 2 minutes later, a lithium-ion battery explosion occurs. This is seen by a man on an oil rig 300 miles away. 9 other witnesses have said to have seen the fire in the sky for 10 seconds or so before the plane goes dark. About 10 minutes later, another pilot is communicated with, one of the pilots on the 370 flight. The plane is in an emergency event. At 17:52 UTC, the pilot's cell phone pings off a cell phone tower near Langkawi. The plane is continuing to Nicobar Islands around 1840 UTC, with another witness sees a glowing orange plane with smoke coming out of it. This is basically all the information that we really have about the flight that disappeared. It's an interesting one. I do want to start this entire stream off before I even introduce Dan, who's hanging out backstage, about to come through right now, with a quote. I found this online when I was doing a little bit of extra research on this. This is by a man by the name of David Soshi. In an accident investigation, it's a critical part to come up with theories, especially right now when we don't have anything. We don't have anything tangible. We don't have something to say, hey, yes, because we don't know where the plane is and we need to find out why. If you take one theory, the plane would be where we're looking at right now. If you take another theory where there was nefarious intent, then you're trying to avoid radars. The airplane would be somewhere else. If you say it was whatever it is, you've got to use these theories, weigh them against the facts, so you know which way to go with. We're going to be looking at a lot of different things here tonight. I appreciate it again. Thank you all for being here. And we've got Dan hanging and banging. What is up, dude?
Well, hello.
Woo, had to get through that intro.
Yeah, this is an interesting story. We've been deep diving on this. Stevie's been deep diving for a couple of days at least. I've been deep diving today. I remember this happening back in 2014 when it, actually occurred. Definitely didn't do a lot of research. I remember Reddit kind of blowing up about it, kind of like, what's going on? Where's this thing at? Trying to figure things out. I don't remember a lot of the stuff we're going to get into tonight. I don't remember ever getting a lot of the information that we're about to go into. So it's kind of my first time hearing about a lot of this stuff, especially the main video, the main topic of the situation here tonight. Yeah, I never saw that. So
Yeah, what was it, 2 days ago, wasn't it? I sent, maybe it was Wednesday, but 2 days ago, I sent you that video. Dude, it came through my X feed, and I was like, what the hell is happening? This plane completely just blips, just completely gets teleported. I mean, to another dimension, essentially.
there's objects orbiting. We'll just play the video.
We're about to play the video right now. One question before I do that. Did you watch the Netflix doc?
No, I didn't watch the Netflix.
I didn't
doc,
either.
no.
Okay.
I've been doing just research online and watching podcasts and things like that talking about it. But no, I haven't watched like a Netflix documentary. I haven't watched any sort of official.
It might be for the best, actually. We're kind of diving in and doing the legwork, right?
Yeah. I guess, yeah. But I mean,
so
those things can be beneficial, but they also
also
like I
sway
think that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, they can also sway you.
So I'm giving this to you. So the original uploader of this footage, say the name, Dan.
I've already forgot what it was.
Regicide.
RegicideAnon. Yeah.
RegicideAnon. This was uploaded on May 19, 2014, 2 months after the initial disappearance. Okay. This channel does not exist anymore on YouTube, but with the magic of the Wayback Machine, we're able to watch it the way it was intended
I
to
also
be
quickly want to clarify that this is the first known instance of it. It's absolutely possible that this video existed somewhere else before this. It just is disappeared in the bowels of the internet. Because this person doesn't exist. We don't know who this person is. They've never come forward and claimed that they were the uploader, the original uploader. So
if the original uploader can come forth, they could be rich man. They could get what, $145,000? Is that what's on the line?
Well, it's either. I mean, if the original uploader is also the person who potentially
has the original file.
The original file for. Because the thing is, there's a lot of people that think this is fake, and then there's a lot of people that think this is real footage. The money on the line is to prove that it's fake, right? So they want like a project file from like, an engine or some sort of video editing software where they've rendered this as a fake video. So they want that, like, when you edit your videos, you get a project file. And then you render that, and that turns into like an MP4 or whatever they upload to YouTube.
Right.
They want the out of that original project.
That makes sense. I mean, that's also a fair point, but
yeah,
is that going to happen? Okay, here we go. This is the original footage from May 19th, 2014. Published May 19th. Received March 12th, 2014. Published May 19th.
And this was when did the airline disappear?
It was, let me get my notes back up here, March 8th. March 8th, 2014. So
this is just a little over 2 months after.
And it even says received March 12th. So was it uploaded but not published?
Well, I think that they're claiming that they received it from an outside source. So the main man that we're talking about tonight, his name is Ashton. What is his last name?
Get him up here.
Ashton Forbes. He has basically said that
he's the guy that's got this hot and heavy.
Yeah, 63,000 people following him. I mean, he's the main man behind this theory. So anyway, and what's funny about that is this guy. Just a little backstory for this guy is he's only been investigating this incident for the past 2 or 3 months. Right, he's very new to this.
Very new to it.
And this video has been around since 2014. But the thing is, he's claiming that this video was taken from basically a Citrix session, which if anybody has worked remotely before, you may know what Citrix is. My company doesn't use it, for example, but I mean, I know a lot of companies do. But basically, you remotely log into a computer that's not yours. Like the computer is somewhere else. It could be in another state. It could be basically anywhere. Through the power of the internet, you can log into that. It's kind of like a security measure, right? You don't have the files on your computer. The files are on site for the company. You just log into that computer to access. So he's claiming that these videos were taken from something like that, a Citrix session.
Right.
I don't know. This is IPA.
He's got a drink here tonight.
But
so first of all, this is going to freak you out. This footage is crazy. All right, let's just get into the footage here.
You're already going to notice some orbs.
Yeah, did you see the
rotating
first
around.
one kind of just come out here?
Mm-hmm.
The first orb approaches the plane. See that right there. And then there goes another one appears. And then another one. We have 3 orbs circling the plane in a triangle-like fashion. All in unison. Goes behind a cloud, comes out, still happening. Now watch the orbs. They go from this position to start basically going up and down.
Going erratically, yeah.
Erratically, much faster, and then all of a sudden,
Poof.
the poof. The plane goes to another dimension, supposedly.
So
Should we
real
show
quick,
the thermal footage.
the reason that I mentioned that received date is because, and that Citrix thing that I was talking about is, I guess it's assumed that he got this video from some sort of government employee, some sort of top secret government employee, recorded this footage off of their Citrix session, and sent it to this RegicideAnon guy, or maybe RegicideAnon is the government employee that got access to this. We don't know. We don't know those details, but that's kind of the theory.
And this is not the only footage. All right?
Yeah, there's more.
There's thermal footage also.
These would have been taken from 2 different satellite cameras.
See the orbs coming in? You see the heat on the plane and the orbs here. You see the circling motion?
Trails off of those orbs as well.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit. I've never actually noticed that. And I've watched this a few times in the last couple days. Wow. It's like planet Earth right now. Blip.
Can we actually, I may have just noticed something that I didn't notice before. Can we go back and watch the other footage? Right before it blips.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, play it. All right. Well, before a little bit further back. Okay. Okay. It may just be because we mentioned how they were. We mentioned how they were going up and down.
You didn't see that.
They
there.
didn't do that.
I didn't see that there either.
But I guess they could. I think they're changing the angle of rotation, so it looks like they're going up and down in the other video, but in reality, they're still spinning. They're just like rotating around the plane as they're spinning.
Well, I mean, they even call out, at least in the one video, the quarter crew video, they call out that it changes to the erratic. It's almost like that's almost like what was triggering the event.
Mm-hmm. To me,
dude,
it doesn't necessarily
footage
look like
looks
the same.
different.
To me, it doesn't seem like the same. The orbs are doing the same.
I think this footage is different than some of the other footage. I don't know, dude. Like I swear I've never seen it not be the same.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna go to my notes here.
But those are the original 2 videos.
That's the original 2 from the Wayback Machine footage pieces. Yeah. Next, I am going to show Ashton Forbes satellite video explainer. It's actually pretty good. It's from him. I'm just going to get that up, but I also want to see. I know I've got another. Yeah, hold on. He has one of these on his. I want to look at his version because he's got one of these. Yeah, dude.
It appears to be the same video so far. What is happening?
I moved forward. I want to get to the blip.
I mean, but this is not the same. So he's edited this in some way. The other video doesn't zoom in like this. Okay, so he's like slowed it down and stuff.
Let's see if it is the same. Or, at least the ending there was the same. I thought I still remembered the thing on there.
Well, I think
erratic behavior.
I thought for a second, but I think that the if this is the plane, the orbs are doing this, and then they start doing this. Like they change direction as they spin around it.
Right.
And I think that's causing the up down motion looking thing because they're going this way.
Right. Okay.
And at the beginning, I guess they're doing like something more like this. So it looks like they're spinning around it, and then they switch to this type of motion. And then when it blips in the thermal, I'm pretty sure they're in this orientation, right? They're in the up down orientation.
That does make sense. I mean, from like just before we do go further, those two clips are insane. Like if you just seen those out the gate. I mean, that's why I sent them to Dan. I was like, whoa, what is going on here, dude? Because I remember the story, but I didn't, I guess, keep up with it for long enough to know all the conspiracies that are tied to it, and there are a lot of them. But before we go any further, I actually want to show this. This is a pretty cool little explainer here. This is the MH370 satellite video explainer. So it's explaining the satellites that we just were watching that footage through.
Yeah, and just to real quick give a preface to this. So this is a re-render of data basically. So they have data for these two satellites. Basically, what they did, and just Ashton. I mean, he's put a lot of legwork on this thing. A lot of legwork.
Yeah, dude, he's all over it. He's live right now. I mean, the dude don't stop. Like
him, Reddit, Twitter. I mean, there's a lot of investigation work that has gone into this incident, and they found these two satellites. They figured out where these, like, they got satellite data, and he even says that he spoke to and I can't give names because I don't know the names. He may be able to, but after seeing him interview, I don't know if he could or not. We'll get to that later. But apparently he spoke to a satellite expert, and they were able to track down these two satellites. Can you pull that back up? The two satellites that we see in this image or in this video. And they basically figured out that these are the two satellites. These twin satellites were over the area that the plane disappeared in. So these would have been the most likely candidates for taking the video footage because they were in the area and would have been able to see the what we just saw in the previous videos.
Yeah.
Our organization was able to recreate the satellite position using amateur trajectories available on the internet. USA 229 was in the correct position at the Nicobar Islands around 1840 UTC, capable of taking 3D stereoscopic footage with its pair of satellites. USA 229 is a pair of SIGINT, Signals Intelligence Satellites, launched in 2011, the same year as USA 224, which took the Trump satellite picture he posted on Twitter in 2019. The SIGINT system connects assets via an interconnected network of shared data. If you Google SIGINT payload, the top link references the MQ-1C Grey Eagle, the asset in our drone video. In the Day 5 press conference, the Malaysian Minister of Defense is asked, there are U.S. spy satellites over the regions. Are we in touch with them? To which he responds, yes, yes.
Tell us there are U.S. spy satellites over the regions. Are we in touch with them?
Yes, we are in touch with them.
SBIRS is a space-based infrared system which conducts global persistent infrared surveillance. Officials at the 460th Space Wing also confirmed SBIRS provided technical data to the intelligence community to help solve the mystery of MH370. The coordinates in the bottom left of the satellite video indicate the location to be near the Nicobar Islands. The satellite designation in the video says NROL-22, not NROL-33, as claimed in the false Newsweek and France 24 debunks. NROL-22 is presumed to be the command satellite. It was sent into space in 2006 at the start of the SBIRS program. The RegicideAnon side-by-side videos have been proven to be stereoscopic with clear parallax. We have even been able to convert them to actual 3D. In the satellite video...
To make that clear, just in case anybody's confused, these videos that we're seeing are not, if they're taken from the satellites as claimed by Ashton here, they're not real footage. These are 3D recreations in and of themselves. Did you know that, Stevie? We
I
didn't talk
didn't
about that
know.
earlier.
I thought these were the.
So these are
legit-
basically what the satellite imagery does is it's the data. It's not like strictly a camera necessarily. They take data in and then they recreate what that data says
That makes sense.
in like a 3D image.
Wow, I did not know that. Wow. Okay, shit, I did not put that.
Now, that's not necessarily true for all satellite imagery, but
Right.
in this case, that's what he says that these are doing.
Could that affect something? I'm jumping ahead here just a little bit, but some of the discussion about the background being stagnant.
I don't think they would. I don't think it would even be there.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm not an expert.
Right.
MQ-1C Gray Eagle drone.
Yeah, that's the main point here. Is we're not experts, and we're all really just trying to have a conversation. It's super intriguing stuff.
Propped out of view at the top of the screen. The mouse we see is moving at 24 frames per second, but the background is 6 frames per second, indicating a Citrix session logged into the actual spy satellite database. The mouse moving off the screen in multiple directions and 6 frames per second background is evidence of a large field of view on a computer-generated battlefield map. The second orb appears to come from the water and shoot up through the clouds. Unlike the Trump satellite image, the MH370 satellite video does not show any shadows, meaning this video is likely shot at nighttime using a false color IR. The orbs form an equilateral triangle, consistent with a 120-degree zero-point sinusoidal pattern. The pattern changes orientations about halfway through the sequence and becomes vertical, showing purpose. The zap we see accurately illuminates the detailed volumetric cumulus clouds in both the foreground and the background.
We are a farmer.
Again, that was Ashton Forbes' explanation on that. Just real quick, I do want to just shout this out. I see this coming through here. Karen B with the $2.99. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. Wait, you with the new board too. Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay. Allie, 5 months. Holy shit, what are we doing? 5 months, girl. Let's
Happy
go.
anniversary.
Anniversary! It's anniversary!
Dansplain. I like that. That's a shirt.
You need. Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, that's pretty good.
Dan's the man, dude. Once he starts going.
Fuck. I was about to say something. Oh, Jay had mentioned during the Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, there was an anniversary line in the movie. You need to clip that
He
for.
did. I remember him saying that.
I like it. I actually hate the anniversary. I don't know
Hello,
why.
everyone.
I just
This
don't
is
like
Ashton
that one.
It is pretty abrupt, actually.
I mean, I've never. I don't know
Hold
if
on,
I've
went to
ever
the wrong
mentioned it
thing here.
before or not, but not a fan. And but yeah, replace that with the Trains, Planes.
That's
and
what I'll
Automobiles
do.
one.
That's what I'll do. So the next thing I wanted to show here is go to my notes. This is the original. Okay, this post was originally shared on YouTube back in May 15, 2014. Again, the plane went missing May 8th of 2014. March 8th, excuse me. No original footage. The original footage so far that we know is this YouTube video. The first place this ever was produced, again, was YouTube, but originally uploaded to get the ball rolling here, being from YouTube, is, I mean, before we even get into like the deepness of this, is a little bit of a red flag. That's where the video actually came from. Like initially, that's all we actually have. Hold on, I've got one more thing I want to jump to here. This Reddit post. And this is talking about, again, I'm probably saying this terribly, but the RegicideAnon's YouTube account was created again on May 15, 2014, just 4 days before their first upload. And this is by poster The Great Brown Bear.
It's almost as if, and I think they even mentioned that in this, but it's almost as if they made the channel for this.
Yeah, it's almost like they made the channel for this, and then they put a couple of extra things on the back end to make it seem like that they're trying to debunk other things. But
Yeah, actually, can you bring up their actual channel
yeah,
page
had that. Where did I have?
so we can show the people what other types of videos they uploaded?
Yeah, let me just click his name here.
Because I think it's interesting and I think it's relevant.
So when you in the Wayback Machine, when you click on this person's name, it's like you're there. It's like you're back in time, folks. Takes just a second. It is a little slow.
Yeah, the Wayback Machine's pretty cool. Basically archiving the internet. You can't get everything on there, unfortunately, but
Come on.
did it actually die on you?
No, it's going, I think. We looked at it right before we went on here, but it is going
Yeah.
real slow. Just kind of spinning on me. I'm gonna let that sit for a second and go on into the.
Well, it may. Are you sure it's not just? Can you just have you tried reloading it?
Yeah, that's what I just did. Oh, man, it didn't
so
come
it's
through.
still
What the hell?
still jacked up, huh?
'Cause that's all he did, right? Was just click his name.
Yep.
You should.
I did, yeah. Oh wow, yeah, it really doesn't want to work, does it? How odd. Yeah, because I was able to do it earlier, no problem.
But
Taking it down.
this has been covered before, but I just learned that this account was created May 15th. Again, the narrative that Regicide was just a random UFO video uploader is most likely wrong. It seems like they made the account the first post these videos and then added other random UFO videos before going dark a few months later. Not sure what way to take this, but it could mean that Regicide was the leaker themselves or someone closely connected to them. They created this channel to release the videos, or it could be a hoaxer who started a channel just around the video.
So you can actually click that filmot.com link there, and we can at least show the names of the.
Oh yeah, right here. That's right. So this is how they were uploaded too. Like the May 19th was the satellite video airliner and UFOs. That's the first one, right?
That's the first one. What's
one we just
interesting
watched.
too about this is there was no. Is the second one the?
This is, yeah.
That's
UAV
the-
captures. That's the thermal.
Okay.
So,
I was gonna say he doesn't have the UAV version, but yeah, that's it.
and then we go into UFO sightings. June 12th was the thermal. June 18th, UFO sighting, impossible maneuvering. June 25th, World War II archive of footage of a flying saucer. July 3rd, flying saucer. July 4th, the ghost of drowned boy haunts brothers. Completely, nothing but really kind of alien-ish type weird stuff. And then the last one, he was going ghost. And
It's
then
interesting too, though. Unfortunately, the thumbnails aren't there, but they are there on the Wayback Machine. I think at least the ghost of down boys. There's like debunked on the thumbnail. So he was like trying. This person was uploading debunk stuff as well.
Interesting.
Which Ashton uses to his theory as like this guy wasn't just some wild conspiracy theorist. He was actually trying to debunk stuff. So.
It is interesting. I mean, and again, we're just kind of trying to figure this out.
Well, I find it super interesting, even more so than that this person uploaded 2 very significant videos that had to have been given to him by a government employee, or he himself was a government employee. And then he uploads a couple of more, and then he's done.
Yeah,
All within a month. What was it, June?
From
May to
months, yeah.
June?
May
Or
to
May to
July.
July.
Yeah.
So in 2 months, he was done.
And then the account
Little
completely goes offline in 2019. So it was up for an extra 5 years, just chilling there.
No more uploads.
And no more uploads past 2014, but still chilled, and then was completely deleted.
Pretty odd.
It's
I think
very
that's
odd.
more odd than him,
Well,
trying to be a debunker, for example.
I mean, that's not even the most. There's a lot of conspiracy theories that go around this thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
First of all, this one Dan found.
This one's wild as fuck.
Interpol Tehran identifies 2 Iranian nationals who used legal documents ahead of flight MH370. Interpol's National Central Bureau has confirmed the identity of 2 Iranian nationals who used authentic passports to travel to Kuala Lumpur, that's where the plane took off, remember, before using stolen Australian and Italian passports to board missing Malaysian Airlines Flight MH370.
And before you go on here, I kind of want, the reason we're bringing all of this stuff up, right, is because I want, you guys go do your own research on this stuff, because which one do you find more interesting? After this video, I think you're going to find one part less interesting, but this is the most interesting part of this flight to me at this point. At this point in time, after I've seen all the stuff I've seen today,
well,
this is the most interesting part.
The coincidence stuff, right? How much of this shit could all lead, right? It's almost like it's a movie.
Yeah.
This is a Tarantino flick. Everything we just discussed, and then all of a sudden,
there you go.
We're going to hit these 2 characters who are, you wouldn't even think is a part of this film, but they are, right? Yep. Let's see. Interpol Secretary General Noble said the two men's identities were confirmed by Iranian authorities. The two men used the Australian and Italian passports that were recorded in Interpol's stolen and lost travel documents. It was thanks to the thorough and swift response in Tehran that these two men have been identified. NCB Tehran has also confirmed that neither of the men had a criminal record and both left Iran legally. And we are now calling on the public's assistance in providing additional information. We work to identify any criminal network which may have facilitated the theft of the passports used by these individuals to travel internationally. It remains a serious concern. That is pretty fucking wild. If countries are not carrying out full screenings of international passengers against Interpol's databases, then we must look to work with private industries in addressing this security gap. Yeah, this might have opened up a whole nother can of worms. The Interpol chief announced during a press conference at the General Secretariat's headquarters that Qatar Airways and Air Arabia would pilot Interpol's iCheckIt initiative, which will allow private sector partners in the travel, hotel, and banking industries to screen documents. But what are the odds that these motherfuckers... see if they had any more pictures of them, that these dudes would get on this flight, right?
Well, here, like if your suspicion was that this flight was hijacked, and I can't take credit for this myself. I heard this from Ashton Forbes earlier on that podcast. Who would you start looking at if your suspicion was this flight was hijacked and crashed? Who would you start looking at? Who would be your number 1 and 2 suspect?
The guys that illegally boarded this plane.
The two people who used fake passports to board the plane.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just,
absolutely.
There's some weird shit
pretty
going on
fucking
with this flight.
weird, dude.
Yeah.
Did the pilot hijack his own plane? Planned mass.
You can continue, but
pilot Zahari Ahmed Shah planned mass murder because of personal problems, locking his co-pilot out of the cockpit, closing down all communications. Again, we're about to go through some theories here. Depressurizing the main cabin and then disabling the aircraft so that it continued flying on autopilot until it ran out of fuel. That was the popular theory in the weeks after the plane's disappearance. His personal problems, rumors in Kuala Lumpur said, included a split with his wife and his fury that a relative opposition leader, Anwar Ibrahim, butchering that I'm sure, had been given a 5-year jail sentence for sodomy shortly before he boarded the plane for the flight to Beijing. But the pilot's wife angrily denied any personal problems, and other family members and his friends said he was a devoted family man and loved his job. This theory was also the conclusion of the first independent study into the disaster by the New Zealand-based air accident investigator, Ewan Wilson, the founder of Kiwi Airlines and a commercial pilot himself, arrived at the shocking conclusion after considering every conceivable alternative. However, he has not been able to provide any conclusive evidence to support his theory. The claims have made it in the book Goodnight Malaysian 370. So some of these conspiracy theories take on legs of their own, basically. Like, they can get away pretty quick. We all know that just in society. It's also been rumored that Zahari used a flight simulator at his home to plot a path to a remote island. However, officials in Kuala Lumpur declared that Malaysian police and the FBI's technical experts had found nothing to suggest he was planning to hijack the flight after closely examining his flight simulator. And there are also theories that the tragic disappearance may have been a heroic act of sacrifice by the pilot. Australian aviation enthusiast Michael Gilbert believes the doomed plane caught fire mid-flight, forcing the pilot to plot a course away from heavily populated areas. Pretty interesting. Yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. I see JBN coming through here. Jay, my dude, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Everybody coming in here tonight. You guys are the best. Keeping this thing going.
Jay in here on the other channel?
Yeah, dude, that's the channel now. I think he's rocking.
Is that the
one.
main one?
That's the main one, I think, baby.
Monetized. I think he's gonna build it just like the other one. I think it'll be no problem.
Definitely.
I think it's the right move, Jay.
Yeah,
honestly.
dude, I think so too, bro. I think so too. So I read the one of the first little theories here about the pilot possibly, hijacking the plane. If not the pilot, was the co-pilot responsible for the mystery? Co-pilot Farik Abdul Hamid, 27, again for personal problems, was suspected by rumor spreaders to have empowered the pilot and disabled the aircraft, flying it to its doom with crew and passengers unable to get through the locked cockpit door. theorists have put forward the suggestion that he was having relationship problems and this was his dramatic way of taking his own life. But he was engaged to be
Along with
married.
200 other people.
Huh?
Along
Oh,
with
right.
200 other people.
Yeah. Everybody's going. A fellow pilot from another airline was who he was going to be marrying. He loved his job, apparently. There are no known reasons for him to have taken a fatal action. Others have suggested that because he was known to have occasionally invited young women into the cockpit during a flight, he had done so this time and something had gone wrong. Did the Russians steal MH370 and fly the jet to Kazakhstan?
It's endless. There's so many.
An expert has claimed the missing Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 was hijacked on the orders of Vladimir Putin. Jeff Wise, a U.S. science writer who spearheaded CNN's coverage, we're out, of Boeing 777-200E has based his outlandish theory on pings that the plane gave off for 7 hours after it went missing that were recorded by British telecommunications company Inmarsat. Wise believes that hijackers spoofed the plane's navigation data to make it seem like it went in another direction and flew it to Baikonur Cosmodrome. That's an awesome name, which is leased from Kazakhstan by Russia. However, Wise admits that in New York Magazine that he does not know why Vladimir Putin would want to steal a plane full of people and that his idea is somewhat crazy. Wise also noted that there were 3 Russian men on board the flight, 2 of them are Ukrainian passport holders. Aviation disaster experts analyzed satellite data and discovered, like the data recorded by Inmarsat, that the plane flew on for hours after losing contact. Careful examination of the evidence has revealed that MH370 made 3 turns after the last call. First, a turn to the left, then 2 more, taking the plane west, then south towards Antarctica. And I do want to show one more thing. It's actually on Austin's site that's pretty good too. This shows the exact flight path. And this is actually pretty cool.
Fucking YouTube. They're making us watch ads now.
I'm getting fucked by
Forcing
fucking
it.
ads, guys. This is out of control. Out of control.
You know what? To be honest, I watch ads constantly because I watch YouTube mostly on my TV app.
Right.
So, and there's no ad block.
Oh, there's no way to just kind of.
No, there's no way. Actually, I think there are workarounds. There's like a thing called a pie hole. If anybody wants to look up a pie hole, that sounds great, right?
It sounds sexual.
But it's a thing that you can use, and I think there's ways. There are ways, but I don't think it's 100%. And I've never tried to. You have to buy a Raspberry Pi. You have to program it. You have to do all kinds of wild stuff, and I've just never fucked with it. I'll watch a 5-second. Typically, they're 5 seconds, and you can skip them. Typically, right? 15 seconds at most.
That will never happen.
They're not that bad.
I'm never buying.
I've
YouTube.
gotten used to it at this point. But now they're starting to force it everywhere. Like you can't have an ad blocker on your computer. I haven't been hit by it yet, and Stevie has had multiple issues so far.
Oh, I've been totally ruined.
Being
Like
fucked by
I can't watch anything.
his ad blockers. Even if he
My
turns
ad
them
block
off
don't even
again,
work.
I have to fix them. I have to fix his browser. I had to fix his browser twice now.
Only Dan's had to come through.
Only Dan's had to come through just so he could watch YouTube in Chrome.
If Dan wasn't my brother, I would not be dealing with technology. I don't think I would just be a very sad man.
You might not be doing this.
I definitely wouldn't be doing this.
If you'd be doing
I
this,
basically
it
would
would
just have a PS2 or an old DVD player.
But yeah, it kind of sucks though. Like I get it. I get it. They need to make money, but it also sucks.
Oh, here we go.
They
Johnny
already
Archer.
make money.
Yeah, send that through us on Discord there, Johnny. Don't take any help like
Wait,
that.
what is that for?
I have a thing I'll send you later. It's free link with no BS.
What is that for though? Is he talking about ad block stuff?
Dan needs to know now. Dan needs to know.
I need to know right now.
Hold on. All right. I
Send
do want to
this
show this
shit
real
through.
quick. This is exactly what I just said. This is the flight path.
Plane takes off at 1642 UTC from Kuala Lumpur, headed to Beijing. At 1719 UTC, the pilot says, "Good night, Malaysian Airlines Flight 370. Around 1721 UTC, a lithium-ion battery fire explosion occurs and is seen by Mike McKay on an oil rig 300 miles away. He sees fire for 5 to 10 seconds. 9 witnesses along the coast hear loud noises at the same time. The plane goes dark. In the case of a fire, the first response is to pull the main buses and restore the circuits one by one until you have isolated the bad one. If they pulled the buses, the plane would go silent. The plane heads towards Penang, Langkawi International Airport. The pilot knew the train was friendlier towards Langkawi, which was also closer than Kuala Lumpur. At 17:30 UTC, there's a communication with another pilot who hears the voice of one of the pilots of MH370. At the same time, 8 fishermen on a boat 10 miles off the coast see the plane flying unusually low, consistent with a depressurization emergency event attempting to provide oxygen for the passengers. The Malaysian Minister of Defense claims the plane was not identified, but admits they knew it was a non-hostile civilian airliner. The plane flies over Langkawi at 17:52 UTC when the co-pilot's cell phone pings a cell tower. The plane doesn't land either due to the fire or because they have communicated a rendezvous point. The plane continues to the Nicobar Islands until around 1840 UTC when a witness, Kate T, sees a glowing orange plane with dark smoke coming out of it.
That's a good point. All right.
Yeah, let's transfer. Let's transition.
Transfer
into
to this real quick. All right, so so this guy, now the lady that he just mentioned that was seeing the plane flying them when it looked orange and seeing the smoke coming out of it, and she was on a boat, was named Kate T. MH370 cover-up probability is high. But if the airplane disappears near the GPS location in the NROL video, how does Kate T ever see the plane? This is my hang-up at the moment. How does Kate T see the orange glaring airplane? Because it should have disappeared prior to her waypoint. First, 480 pounds of lithium-ion batteries catching fire in the cargo hold is the most likely root cause of MH370's troubles.
Yeah, I think we need to back up a little bit and kind of clarify that. So the main theory here in the disappearance, the orbs rotating teleportation theory, is that there was a fire that existed, right? There was a lithium-ion batteries exist at the bottom of the plane, and at some point those exploded, caused the fire, which caused. And there's theories between, I mean, we don't know why they lost communication, but there's a theory that they lost communication because they shut off breakers in an attempt to control the fire at some point. But yeah, there's a main theory, and I think this is kind of across most, except for maybe the hijacking theories, but across most people, they believe the lithium-ion batteries exploded on the aircraft.
Yeah. Where was that? The battery's catching fire in the cargo hold, most likely the root. We have the March 12th email from Mike McKay on the Vietnamese oil rig. His compass bearing via the oil rig describes the direction that the MH370 took when it turned back towards Malaysia on March 12th. The military radar path was not public knowledge. And here's an email here. I believe I saw the Malaysian Airlines plane come down. The timing is right. I tried to contact the Malaysian and Vietnam officials several days ago, but I do not know if the message has been received. I am on the oil rig Sangha Merkur or Vong Tau. The surface location gives the coordinates. I observed the plane burning at high altitude and on a compass bearing of 265 degrees to 275 degrees from our surface location. It's very difficult to judge the distance, but I'd say 50 to 70 kilometers. Or is that kilometers?
Kilometers
along the yeah, probably.
That's the same thing. Kilometers and kilometers, the same thing.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Along the compass, you say kilometers. Kilometers is a weird way to say it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Kilometers. I said it right the first time and then sounded stupid. Along the compass bearing 260 degree to 275 degrees, while I observed the burning plane, it appeared to be in one piece. The surface sea current at our location is 2 to 2.3 knots in the direction, and gives these coordinates, the wind direction. First, when I saw the burning plane until the flames went out, still at high altitude, was 10 to 15 seconds. There was no lateral movement, so it was either coming toward our location stationary, falling, or going away from our location. The general position of the observation was perpendicular southwest of the normal flight paths. We see the contrails every day, and on a lower altitude than the normal flight paths or on the compass bearing 265 to 275, intersecting the normal flight paths at a normal altitude but further away.
In real time, because I didn't think about this before. Scroll back up to the letter, the highlighted part. And it's funny that's highlighted because it is very important. I don't know how I didn't realize this earlier. So the plane, he saw a plane on fire, and then the flames went out. And he puts in parentheses that it was still at high altitude when the flames went out.
Right. So by the time it would have got
That corresponds to the teleportation theory.
Oh, whoa.
Is it not? They just suddenly went out? Why would they just suddenly go
It
out?
just suddenly disappeared.
Still at high altitude, he says.
Okay.
It's not like they
Gotcha.
crashed into the water and went out.
Right.
They were still up there.
Right.
And then
You
the
would have
flames
seen the fires
just
going
disappeared.
down. Shit. We have the power down of the SATCOM system near the time of the turnaround and the powered back up over an hour later. The SATCOM system initiated a log-on request just after the final, again, 2:22 a.m. And then we have Kate T in the sailboat that describes the plane going by at around 3:10 a.m. But the problem is that the video makes the airplane disappear around 2:40 a.m. time frame. Which again, if that guy on the oil rig is seeing that prior to Kate T, that still lines up. This is the time frame of the final major turn and is backed up by Doppel shifts in the SATCOM signals. The 2:39 a.m. SATCOM phone call was initiated by ground operations, which helped understand if the plane was moving toward or away the communication satellite. We have the two witnesses that described a plane on fire. I saw something that looked like a plane on fire. That's what I thought it was. Then I thought, I must be mad. It caught my attention because I have never seen a plane with orange lights before. That
That's
was
the
from
same
Kate.
Kate T person that we mentioned earlier.
We also have a
And then Mike
potential...
McKay is the guy with from the letter, right?
Yeah, the oil rig guy. We also have a potential final communication from the crew at 2:43 a.m. This was a very clear communication that would occur before any cover-up was in place. The more oil debris is found, the U.S. military says it was received an SOS signal. The Malaysia Airlines passenger plane was lost in 5 countries, including Malaysia, China, Vietnam, Philippines, and Indonesia, participated in the search and rescue. Malaysia, Vietnam, and Vietnam. Let me get a drink here.
Whoa. While you're drinking, Strict 9 came through with a potential bombshell. Apparently, he believes Rich McKay was fired shortly after sending that letter.
Oh, shit.
That's interesting.
We're lending more credence to this being insane right now.
Very interesting.
Wow. Strict 9. Interesting. Where I'm at right here, I found this pretty interesting. Malaysia and Vietnam have dispatched planes to search for possible missing sea areas. According to a real-time report by CNN, a Vietnamese search and rescue aircraft have found oil and debris in the waters bordering Malaysia and Vietnam. In addition, the U.S. Embassy in China said that at 2:43 a.m., the U Tapio military base stationed in Thailand had monitored an SOS signal for an emergency call of Malaysia Airlines Flight, and the pilot of the passenger plane called that the cabin was facing integration, and that they were going to make a forced landing. At present, the U.S. military in Thailand has provided that signal to Malaysian side. So they had made an SOS distress signal to a U.S. base in China. So how did Kate T see the plane at between 3:10 and 3:25? If final major turn occurred around the time frame of 1840, which is 2:40, as shown in the NROL video. How can Kate T see the plane fly by 30 to 45 minutes later? What is going on with this picture?
Another thing that's interesting here to bring up is that Ashton Forbes has said that he has spoken to Kate T, right? He has spoken to this person personally, and she told him that officials that interviewed her tried to get her to adjust her timeline.
That's crazy. I remember you told me that right before we went on. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So there is some nefarious shit at play here, and you even do lead credence to this potentially being some kind of weird cover-up, right?
Oh, for sure.
Because at the end of the day, it's probably not aliens, guys, but whatever the fuck happened, the governments don't want probably, especially if some kind of hijacking event occurred.
Here's another thing to Ashton Forbes' credit is I don't even think he believes it's aliens. I think he believes it's us.
Oh, gotcha. He's
It's
more against
human technology.
that the government.
It's just
cover up type
advanced
shit.
government technology.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me see here. Was it? It's also Richard Godfrey is most likely a. I don't know this name right off. Disinfo agent. His writings are trying to convince everyone about a pre-planned suicidal pilot theory. Somebody had a theory here. This was
Not
interesting.
threatened. I don't think anybody threatened her. They just tried to get her to adjust her timeline. They I guess I don't know how they did it.
Even
like,
saying
I
it
don't-
like that, I mean, they could have.
I don't know the specifics of that. Like, and I think she stuck to her guns, but I think they were trying to like, are you sure it wasn't, this time, like, what, like that kind of. They were trying to manipulate her. But not threaten her technically.
So let me.
I haven't heard anything about any threats. I'll say
Get
that.
rid of a few of these here. Let's look at. So we have some. Rather, Dan showed me this. He found this. A huge, massive YouTube channel, Corridor Crew.
If I said threatened, by the way, I don't know why I said that. I was very mistaken. Shouldn't have said that. I hope I did. I don't think I did.
Redacted. But the Corridor Crew, they have 6 million subscribers on YouTube, guys. They just covered this 3 days ago, and I'm not gonna show the entire thing at all, but I do have a snippet here. Let me get the time frame here. 436. So they started covering this. Let me get through the freaking ad. They started covering this exact scenario. And, video here. Let me go to 436. So basically where I'm about to start this video at is basically as if they were caught up with where we're at, right? And I'm basically giving their opinion. Okay. Now, a little bit deeper on Corridor Crew. They are special effects
experts.
Decades long special effects guys here. So
keyword expert.
Remember
that.
I mean, they're experts. Okay.
They know what they're talking about. They know filmography. They know about how cameras work. They know about special effects, computer-generated special effects, CGI. They are complete experts on this topic.
Just an opinion, but an expert opinion that should be, taken account. Hold on.
Guys, is this real or is this VFX?
I'm getting VFX-y vibes right now.
The first angle is something you could do very simply. The second one is way weirder.
So people have said that because these came out so quickly after the airline disappeared, that it'd be impossible to do these visual effects. How fast could you guys do these shots?
Real fast.
Yeah.
As little as an hour.
The big argument here is that this is 2014. When the airline disappeared and when these videos came out, it was 2014. This is 9 years ago.
Technology has
Almost
come a long
10
ways
years
in video graphics.
So could they have been able to do it in such a short period of time 9 years ago? Yeah. The answer is probably yes, but let's go.
And, as long as 4 to 5, you could do this in 4 to 5 hours.
Okay. After analyzing this footage, it became clear to me that this is visual effects. The thing that stands out most to me is we go back to that first clip. Let's look at the background. Are we a satellite? Assume we're a satellite. Do you notice anything weird about the background?
Oh, that the clouds are not evolving in any way, shape, or form.
Nothing's evolving.
It's a still frame.
It's a still frame. Thank you, Ren. Hey guys, how fast do satellites go?
17,000 miles an hour.
Yeah. Would you jump to footage of the International Space Station?
Oh, damn!
Look, the fact of the matter is, that's satellite footage. The satellite needs to be moving. It can't be static.
This is pretty damning to me.
Parallax between the clouds and the ground. That's a big one. But you know what? That doesn't rule out that thermal shot, right? What's up with that thermal shot?
And if we pause it here, and if we talk about, like I mentioned earlier, how this is not, the videos that we're seeing are not supposed to be physical cameras taking the video. Instead, it's a computer generation. I still don't, I don't think the cameras would even be there. Or not the cameras, the clouds would even be there. Why would they render the clouds in relation to the object? Just render
Why would the object go behind a cloud?
I don't
render a
understand why
cloud
they would even,
because it goes behind the cloud right before the blip.
And if
That
they're
makes no
rendering the
sense.
clouds, it makes no sense why the clouds wouldn't move like they normally would move. Looking at it through a satellite camera.
Right.
So either way, it still doesn't make sense to me. It's either you don't render the clouds at all because they're not relevant, or because this is a computer generated image that we're seeing from data retrieved by satellites. The satellites are retrieving the data, and then they composite the image that we see in this video. Why are they including the clouds? And if they have to include the clouds because they're a part of the data, why are those not moving? They should be
for
moving.
real. Yeah, that's the right questions.
Cameras, like, they don't have grain. It's not underexposed footage. And if there's
Another
any sort of
great
noise
point.
pattern, notice it's a fixed noise pattern. It's
There's
the
no
idea of, like, the
grain,
image
film grain. There's no digitization. You know, when you look at a 360p video, you see these little blocky, like giant blocky pixels. You know what I mean? It's like, and they're moving constantly. Turn the YouTube video. Do an experiment. Turn your YouTube video right now down to the lowest quality, even 360 or 240p.
240.
And click or
under
even
almost like a
140.
dirty
Mine goes
lens.
down to
How do you
144.
make it
I can
look
go to
like
140.
it's
Click
thermal?
play and look at the
There's a
noise.
filter in
You can
After Effects
see
called Colorama.
all-
What
you
Colorama
You
It
can't
does
even
is
read
it
the
goes-
screen.
blocks but you see, can you see the blocks?
I can see them. Yeah. It's like everything's got edges. Like
that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist.
and
in
then you go
thermal
to
imagery.
4K.
Yeah, but the point
I'm
is
going to
that
go
those,
down to 1080.
the point is those little blocks don't exist on thermal imaging or imagery. So that's another point that they were bringing up there, and this video has that.
Yeah.
All right, let's take black to white, and instead of do black to white, we're going to fill it in with different colors along the way. A rainbow, a spectrum. And then, that looks like thermal footage. It's just not accurate.
Now, stay tuned, guys, because it's even deeper. Ashton
Oh yeah,
answered this.
However, in this case, we see the engines are hot.
Like this is all happening in real time right now. Quite honestly.
right there on that pause screen. You see all those little discolorations, those blocky patterns.
Yeah.
Apparently that shouldn't exist. Well, you know what? Actually, I can kind of sort of explain that away too, because this is a YouTube video that they're referencing. This is a YouTube video that has potentially been uploaded, downloaded. We don't know. I doubt it, because their Wayback Machine may compress. We don't know that.
That's true tue.
There's a lot of factors.
That's
There's
a lot of
variables.
factors.
A lot of variables here. So that's none of that's definitive proof, really. Like I shouldn't say none of that, but the artifacting, I don't think that's necessarily definitive proof. You don't have the real true original, and you're never going to, because it's gone.
Yeah.
Maybe you go in,
Unless somebody
touch up the
fucking
engines, give them a little
shows
track
up
some
with
like heat points on there. One weird thing I'm noticing with the thermals is on that shockwave in the second clip. Like, how cold is that shockwave?
Wait, because
Like, is that like a zero?
I don't think this is a good point to make either. How do they know what this should look like? If it's truly alien technology, how would they know how cold or hot it would be?
Right.
Unless they're just using like physical or thermodynamics from physics or something.
Yeah. All they can, I guess, really attest
We
to
can't
is
really
what
apply
we know,
that.
right? Because if you're
Yeah,
applying some
right.
outer world alien technology, there's no way to
And-
truly know.
And Ashton Forbes calls it a I think he calls it is it a thermodynamic event or a thermo?
I think that is what he called it. You
Something
just
like that.
totally ring my bell.
I may be wrong. I'm not sure if it's thermodynamic. Am I wrong? Thermo something event.
Laura,
Oh,
6
no.
months. Let's
Happy
go.
anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Somehow the word thermo doesn't even register in the video.
That totally hit me.
Event. No, I know it's thermo something, but it's the event part, or it's the thermodynamic part. Excuse me, I'm not sure about. Oh God, he says it somewhere. I don't want to hold up the show trying to find out what he calls it.
Oh, you're good. Honey, Heather Honey just rolled through this motherfucker with a beer in hand. That's what I like to see, huh? Beers in the chat for no reason. Let's just go. Beers in the chat. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you again, Phil Friday. Turn it up. Looking at some crazy stuff. 92 people hanging out in here. Let's go. Hell yeah. Everybody's into a little bit of conspiracy stuff. Appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all very much. Amber's done. She's out. She's like, I can't handle this.
Here it is.
JBN. If you're not following JBN, you done fucked up. Make sure you're following JBN. My boy Jay from the Shaming of Jay. He is the Shaming of Jay.
He does say
fix
that
his
the fire event. So the fire on the plane has been confirmed by basically every single witness.
Okay.
So the lithium battery exploding is a super likely thing to have happened.
Yeah, that sounds super likely. I mean, that
Yep.
makes the most sense out the gate of something going awry. Hold on. I'm going to jump before we get too deep here to, so there's another podcast called Danny Jones Podcast, and Ashton appeared on this.
Endothermic.
Who's the person that says that?
Endothermic event.
Endothermic
That's what it was.
event.
I said thermodynamic. Endothermic event.
Okay.
That's what he calls it.
What am I first thing here? 220.
Wait, what are we doing? What are we doing? So we're done with Corridor Crew?
Oh, I still have it up. We can still. I paused it here because we're about to go into this part.
Gotcha.
And I was just going to save that. But hold on.
What is this? So what is this clip?
Right here, clip again. This is I just just found this guy and I kind of dig it. I go ahead and give him a sub here,
nine
too.
fucking months, dude. That's serendipitous, isn't it? Strict 9 months.
Oh wow, yeah. Hold on, didn't even see that. Damn, son, party time. That's
Happy
what I like to
anniversary.
hear. Happy anniversary from Kramer. From Kramer. Hell yeah, love it, love it, love it, love it. That's my email. That is my email. Hell yeah, and I'm seeing beers up in this mother. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody's going. Hell yeah, Strict 9. Let's go. Hold on. I was showing. So yeah, we still have that up here.
Also, basically our entire YouTube career. So
Do what?
Strict 9, you're amazing.
He is.
9
He's been
months
here
is
the entire
basically
time.
an entire YouTube career. Yeah, that's amazing.
So let me get to this 2/24/18. Let me
Oh.
get to that real quick. 2/24/18. So he is going to give his assessment to the Quarter Crew. So the
about
Quarter
using
Crew's video
today's.
just came out 3 days ago, but this podcast is from 7 days ago.
Dude,
But
if we can, we actually should watch the. Can we watch the video? Do you think we could get away with it, or would we get in trouble
of what?
if we watched them watch? Because they're not watching the Corridor Crew video. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
They're watching a personal message from Nico.
Right. Yeah.
It's way better than the video.
Yeah.
the
I've got
Corridor
little
Crew
points
video.
picked out here.
But you're
going to
do you're doing his reaction now.
Well, I'm just going through just a little bit of it here.
Because what Nico says in this video is way more important, I think, than what he said in the Corridor Crew video.
Right. Well, I'm just gonna I don't have every single point of it out here, and it's really long.
Yeah, it is really long.
It's. But I'm just gonna push play, and we're just gonna go.
Okay.
Technology, right? But we've already proven these videos. The issue is he can actually.
Now, but to your point, you do make a really good point. I would recommend everybody go watch the podcast episode because this Nico message is really thorough.
I'm actually we're about to get to the fucking the climax of the whole thing, right? Like the big reveal, like the big issue with, in my opinion, the big issue, and Nico's opinion, the big issue with the video.
Well, I mean, I still have lots of other stuff to go through here.
Are we jumping? Because I don't know if we should get to that yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's going to be revealed if you watch his reaction.
Well, yeah. Hold on. I might have fucked up. Let me go to my notes here.
If we're there, we're there. I don't know where we're at.
Well, I've got lots of stuff underneath
But
here
before
too.
we get there, actually, I want to see Nico from the Danny Jones podcast too.
Okay, so you want me to back up here a little bit?
Oh my god, because he says so much great stuff in that. He says more.
No, this is
during
actually
that.
the very beginning, I think, of Nico talking.
He says more during that than he did during the actual Corridor Crew video.
Yeah, I think this is the very beginning of Nico talking right here.
I also think it's super important to watch
Objects
Ashton's reactions. Right?
Hold on. Sorry, what?
I think it's super important for everybody to see Ashton Forbes' reactions to, live reaction to Nico's explanation.
Yeah, 100%.
Or analysis.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just push play here. We can just kind of go through it. Because this
honestly,
is the point where this is happening.
That was the biggest thing for us where we were or one of the biggest things for us where we were like, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's what the reaction and Ashton's kind of reaction to any kind of argument basically is what kind of like, triggers you a little bit, quite frankly, to
I have to use the
have
bathroom.
alternate thoughts.
I've watched this and already been frustrated about this today, so I'm gonna use the bathroom. But I'm not gonna not watch it. I'm gonna be right back.
He'll be right back. All right, we'll go.
That's been just animated over with a 3D model of an airplane and a couple objects orbiting that airplane. These are not challenging shots to do in visual effects. All you have to do is basically lay a path out for an object to follow. In this case, it could be an airplane, and a path for those objects orbiting around it, and a particle emitter for the contrails. The background is not animated at all. So this satellite point of view shot could easily do in a day. Likewise, the thermal vision shot, which is a little more complicated, you could also theoretically do that in about 2 days of work, maybe a day of work, especially if you had the airplane model already on hand.
Is he going to
The
actually
thing
do
that
any
strikes
work,
me
or is he
about
just
this
gonna give his
shot that
opinion?
makes
Hold on,
it,
pause it.
I guess, higher up.
We might have some commentary in between this. Sorry, what did you say?
So is this going to actually do the work? Because just having a guy claim it, and the issue first right off the bat is he's talking about using today's technology, right? But we've already proven these videos go back to 2014. You'd have to build a 3D rendered environment just to begin to do this work, because we have 2 different cameras from 2 different angles.
Okay.
Just to render that using computer processing from 2014 would take several weeks.
But
so right off the bat, we can already dismiss his claims.
Right off, we can already dismiss them.
Yeah. Let's see how he does.
Okay.
Keep going.
Or higher quality is that the texture, if this is a VFX shot, which it is, the texture work on the airplane to give us that thermal look looks great. But here's why I think these are visual effects shots, right? So first and foremost, looking at the shot, the satellite feed, there is no movement in the background. It is just a static
let's pause
image.
it right there. Okay.
Here.
So we already established it's a SIBR system, and there actually is movement. It's actually been proven as well that if you take 15-second snapshot, you can actually see movement in the clouds as well. So
have you shown this in a video?
Yeah, we can show it right now.
Okay, let's finish this and we'll show that out. We'll show it after. So
already I'm starting to lose credibility in him because he's already made 2 false statements, and we're only 1 minute in.
Okay,
let's keep going.
Let's keep a note of that.
Let's keep going.
You claim that the background is not static. There is movement that's
there is,
visible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
And you can see that the clouds are unchanging. They don't move at all. If those little white flecks in the background are waves in the ocean, they don't move at all. If this was being filmed from a high altitude airplane, you would have movement from the airplane. If it was being filmed from a satellite, you would definitely have movement from the satellite.
And just pause it right there, because again, we already established this is the SIBR system, which is actually a computer program that's pulling this data, and that's the reason why we don't see as much general movement, and that's why we don't see the movement of the satellite either. So let's keep going.
I just thought of something. This video is supposed to be 6 frames a second, right?
Right.
Yeah, the background.
Which means that all of any motion.
Okay, so I did have something else to show right here. He's talking about the SIBR system, right? The SIBR satellite. I have a video here about that satellite that's kind of interesting. Is that the right thing?
When your cat's a me, then your dog is too.
And it's hard to know what's fake or true.
Just raise it.
These ads are making me want to actually.
Airplane, if it's being filmed from a
Any clouds would actually be moving faster than you would typically see with your eyes.
Yes, you're right. It would not be smooth.
Oh, I already had that, Tom. No, here we go. Yeah, my bad. Lord, sorry.
Yeah, so I heard
this
him
is
talk about the clouds.
Infrared.
Well,
I was actually going to show also the video here explaining the SIBR system.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
While this is playing, let me go pee real quick. It's 1:28. I think I'll make it
fucking
back.
Look at the headline there. You can go ahead, Stevie. I'm going to use this as my break.
Okay, you want me to turn it down so you can still talk?
Oh, you're going to play it while you go pee?
Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, do this as your break. I'll be right back.
Oh no, actually, it would be better if you play it because I don't have a lot to say. The only thing I have to say is look at the headline, which I think is pretty significant. Lockheed Martin.
Yeah.
Global persistent infrared surveillance continues to be a critical national security space mission. The Cold War focus on strategic ICBM systems has expanded to include short and mid-range ballistic missile threats. The Defense Support Program maintains the legacy Cold War monitoring to warn of ICBM missile launches against the U.S. The replacement program is the Space-Based Infrared System, or SIBRS, which has already provided 2 infrared sensor payloads in highly elliptical orbits, or HEO. The SIBRS program is also deploying multiple spacecraft into geosynchronous Earth orbit, or GEO. Each has 2 independent infrared sensors. One is a scanner dedicated to missile warning with full Earth monitoring. The other sensor is a taskable starer that can focus on selected regions. Each pair of sensors acts simultaneously and independently of each other, providing a robust, taskable infrared platform. SBIRS is the nation's next generation of space-based infrared surveillance. The program has already proven its value with successful HEO payloads on orbit. With deployment of the GEO spacecraft, SBIRS will be an unprecedented resource as the nation's global, taskable, and persistent infrared monitoring sentinel.
Lockheed Martin. We never forget who we're working for. And they don't let you forget. So they basically gave you a description of the what is it? It's like satellite. I've already forgot what SB is. Satellite broadcasts infrared system or something like that. But they
so the reason why
they gave the description of basically what it is, and so if it was the SBIRS system that captured the videos that we saw, then they were pieced together with software, right? So they weren't. It's not true video. It's not like having a camera on a satellite that's like looking at the plane, right? It's multiple satellites potentially, and then they take the data from those satellites and they kind of stitch it together into a rendered representation.
That's a good way.
That's what NASA does. You know, when NASA sends satellites out to take pictures of planets, and we get those super high resolution pictures of planets. That's thousands of images stitched together by a computer.
Yeah, that's trippy as shit, dude.
It is, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks perfect.
You know, to be
really good.
If nobody knows that, NASA alters those pictures as well, but that's another topic for another day.
Let me see what's got here on my notes next.
We were okay.
I got a time frame here in this format. 2:26. I'm right in the middle of this. Okay. Ashton says these claims have been debunked by himself.
that would be.
Oh,
the airplane.
Go back just a second.
I think I know what you're going for here.
And you can see that the clouds.
This is the one that I sent you earlier, wasn't
No,
it?
this is not that one.
Okay.
Or maybe it is. Maybe I just
he debunks himself. Yeah, because see, we need.
Yeah, no, this is it. No, yeah. I'll put this. Yep, this is it.
Unchanging.
Well, we need.
You want something else?
Well, does he talk about? Okay, I don't know. Play it and let's see.
They don't move at all. If those little white flecks in the background are waves in the ocean, they don't move at all. If this was being filmed from a high altitude airplane, you would have movement from the airplane. If it was being filmed from a satellite, you would definitely have movement from the satellite.
And just pause it right there, because again, we already established this is the SBIRS system, which is actually a computer program that's pulling this data, and that's the reason why we don't see as much.
Huh?
Isn't this what we just watched?
This is what I paused when you got back.
Okay.
Like I didn't. Well, but I went back to 225 because that's the beginning of it. Like,
gotcha.
Yeah. General movement, and that's why we don't see the movement of the satellite either. So let's keep going.
I just thought of something. This video is supposed to be 6 frames a second, right?
Right.
Yeah, the background.
Which means that all of any motion, any clouds would actually be moving faster than you would typically see with your eyes.
Yes, you're right. It would not be smooth. It would be jittery.
So the reason why that would be that you're going to have very little movement there is that the satellite's 1,000 miles away or 1,000 kilometers away. So if we were to go look outside at clouds that are very far away, we're going to see very little apparent movement of them. This is about 10 to 100 times further away than that as well. So this actually accounts for why you would see so little movement, is that the data is coming from satellites that are extremely far away.
Because he claims that you wouldn't see cloud movement because of how far away the satellite is. Yet we have satellite footage
where you can
clearly see movement.
Yeah, he shows that too.
Let's keep going.
I think we might have even shown that already.
Like 20,000 miles an hour. And just for reference here, here's footage, real-time footage taken today from the International Space Station. And you can see how fast it's moving. We can see the clouds going by. just to jump to a different point in time.
If you want to pause there, because that's also been brought up as well, is that satellite's much closer to the ground.
And that satellite's farther away than what he's saying the satellite recording the plane was.
Also,
which satellite?
That one that they were just looking at there.
The space station's closer to the ground than the Sibber satellite?
Than the satellite, I believe, yeah. If I remember correctly, actually, you could even see, I think, the numbers down there.
Completely talking out of his ass at this point.
Yeah, and he does that a couple of times in this interview.
He does.
Sucks.
Correctly, it was like twice as close potentially there as well, which is why there's so much apparent movement from the
Can you find out
how is the space station satellite that they just showed closer to the clouds than the fucking the satellite that's supposed to be taking pictures of the plane? I mean, you wouldn't even see. Like, all right, so we're way above the clouds in the satellite image we just watched, right? Where we can see clouds moving.
Still
past.
moving. Yeah.
We're inside or below the clouds in the other one, right?
Right. That's how I'm understanding it.
So how could you be further away if you're inside or at the same level of the clouds? There's no way the plane imagery could be further away. There's just no way, because the clouds aren't below the camera lens. The camera is kind of looking at the clouds, right? It's looking at the plane at an even
plane, level of clouds,
If my hand is the camera, the plane's doing this,
right?
So it's kind of on the same level.
Yeah, that's how I'm saying.
Whereas the satellite is like this, and here's the clouds,
right?
Like way above. This doesn't make sense. How is this not? This is not higher. There's no way.
Far the space station is from Earth?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to say that everything is relative. So when you say it's twice as close, that means that the clouds would theoretically be moving twice as
Nobody knows
slow,
how clouds work,
right? But in the video, it does seem to.
The perspective changes 8 times in the video as well.
Can we get a meteorologist on air
for real?
Can we get a local, just like a West Virginia meteorologist?
Okay. So in the next of my notes, we could keep playing through to that, but at 2:27, but at 2:32, that's when they get into. Whoa, he's dipping on me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Hanging and banging with Publicly Buzzed. Hit the like, all the good stuff. Dan's splaining. Me too. He's on fire on this one, killing it. Man with the plan. Dan is the man.
Dan's a fantastic man.
Dan's a fantastic man. Did he say where he's going? Did I miss that? Did he just dip out? Could you imagine being married to this guy? I wouldn't be able to get away with shit. Did you kick an ice cube under the stove today at 3:17 p.m.? No.
Dude, Mandy, how is Mandy? I don't know how she does it. She's so fucking good.
Where did you go? What happened?
It's like, dude, all right, so you know what that reminds me of? And this is how brilliant Mandy is. Have you ever seen the Neil deGrasse Tyson skit, the Key and Peele?
I don't know if I saw that one right off.
We probably can't play it.
No,
I mean, if we played it, we'd fucking get
Comedy Central definitely jack me.
Oh my God. It's that. It's what she just said, but it's that skit. It's like, what if you were married to Neil deGrasse Tyson? And like the wife tries to like create an argument, and he like goes into like this physics project about it. Dude, it's literally that. That's how good of a fucking. She should be writing for a comedy show.
I know, dude. I've been saying that forever. It's so true. Hold on. So we're at 2:27 in this video right now. If we go to 2:32, that's when they start getting into the graphic, the 90s graphic part. You want to jump into that?
All right, this is the fucking bombshell right here. This is the big one.
So when that blip happens, I think I got rid of that video, but when the blip happens in the thermal video, here it is. Oh shit. Boom. This, ladies and gentlemen, was found, by somebody on Reddit, but got to Nico and the Quarter Crew guys. And let me jump to that real quick. So 2:32:34. Son of a bitch.
You know you always get a fair deal on
watch
wheels.
the ads with us.
Ripples are all in this same spot. The burnt moon then moving very. explosions, well, the sky is rendered. There's no volumetrics in action here. It's just, you don't see it from the lighting. You see no parallax shift.
This
from
is
the
also
camera,
super important, though.
Which should
actually
be
back
just
it up
completely
and show where he
back up
talks
a little
about the
bit.
lighting. This is a super important piece as well.
And watch Ashton's reactions to all of this is what I would say too.
At every moment, you can see him like.
I have the exact moment that Danny Jones truly loses like any kind of like credibility coming from this guy. I feel like you can see it in his face.
He doesn't
like,
trust
yes,
him anymore.
it instantly goes from just like, oh, you can't say anything. Like everything's going to be you're trying to debunk me.
It doesn't matter what we say. You're always going to say no.
That's what sucks about this guy.
Another thing that you can notice,
he's doing so much work, and if you're an investigative journalist, you should be looking at this from an independent eye. Like, you shouldn't be on the side of whether it's this or whether it's that. Like, that's what sucks, because he's doing a lot of good work.
Another thing you'll notice if you watch it, like, actually, absolutely, go watch this, and especially they actually tag it. And Steve, if you can highlight the video, like the YouTube timeline, you know what I mean? Like, just hover over it.
Yeah.
So they have chapters, and these last 2 or 3 chapters is all about him being debunked by a corridor crew.
Yeah.
And you can literally just watch the entire watch it. Don't skip through. Watch it in its entirety.
It's good.
And
I started here, and I only meant to watch a little and couldn't. I'd watch the rest of it. Like,
but you see, what's funny, what I found very interesting is you see Ashton Forbes. He's super calm through the entire interview until he gets to this point.
Yeah.
And then you literally, and he keeps his composure. He's still calm.
He keeps his composure, but you can see he can't handle even the slightest bit of pushback.
His breathing gets like more heavy, and he starts smirking constantly. Like,
It's weird,
he's
man. It's
very
arrogant.
uncomfortable
It's
with it.
strange. Like, it's
end here when there's a teleportation blast.
And again, I keep giving this guy all the credit in the world because he's only been doing this for a couple of months.
He's doing the work, is why I want him to look at it more objectively. He needs to look at it more objectively, dude.
This guy was on Alex Jones today, and he's been doing this for. This guy is a nerd. Like, he literally has well, he's probably a little more smarter than me. He's a database architect, which is. I do some of that too, you know. I do a lot of. He's an IT worker, basically. If we break it down to the smallest terms, he's an IT worker. To be more specific, he's a database architect, and he said he's been doing this for 18 years. I think he works for a. Oh, dude, that's another fucking piece that I should have put in this, but so he has government clearance. He has top secret government clearance. He works for a healthcare organization doing database architecture. So he builds databases for this healthcare organization, but it's a government job, right? So he gets this top secret government clearance. And a funny thing is that somebody called him out about his clearance, and they were like, this was before he was known. This is before he let his name out and everything like that, because he was doing this before he ever let anybody know who he really was. And they were like, well, who are you? You know, do you have top secret government clearance? He was like, well, actually, I do. But it has nothing to do with UFOs. It has nothing to do with, you know, extraterrestrials or unidentified objects or anything like that. It's healthcare. But he used it in this interview, this same interview with Danny Jones. He uses the same. He's like, at the very beginning of the interview, even he says, "I have government clearance, but it has nothing to do with, you know, UFOs or anything like that." And then later in the interview, he brings this thing up where somebody called him out, like, "Who are you? Do you have some kind of government clearance? Like, how do you know any of this?" He was like, "Well, actually, I do." He literally says that in this interview.
Wow, I missed that part, actually.
Yes, you do have government clearance, but self-admittedly, it has nothing to do with the topic we're talking about. You have top-tier government. You have top-secret government clearance for healthcare. This has nothing to do with UFOs or the topic that we're discussing at this moment.
That's what that's kind of my theory a little bit, that he wants to be in this world.
He's a fucking amateur at this, though. It's so easy to see his
100%
his intentions or his how biased he is and how
he's biased. He's not objective at all. He's on the side of the conspiracy. He wants it to be crazy. And here's the thing. There could be some governmental crazy shit going on. There could be, that's not above what we've seen, right? But he wants it so bad that he can't look at it from either side. And if you come at him with any kind of other thought, he's kind of like, he's not taking it serious. He's going to be
dismissing it without thought. And you can see that during this clip.
And I get frustrated when he says everything with, well, I'm presenting facts.
And here's the thing too, and we'll get to this. I'll give my final thoughts after we finish this. But so during this interview, you start seeing him smirking and everything, and he keeps claiming, even during while they go through Nico's analysis, this is nothing new. I've seen this before. This has already been debunked. He keeps saying that.
That's all he says.
And then at the end, he does not fucking prove anything. So,
yeah.
Let's go into that, and then
let's watch a little bit of this here.
I really want to give my final thoughts right now because I'm fired up about it, but
especially if this is,
because I've been waiting on this moment like the whole time.
This flash here would illuminate the clouds.
It does.
So we'll just let it play for a minute.
It does not.
It does illuminate the clouds.
Well,
another
pause. All right, let's watch. Stop going through your computer.
I got it. I just need to make some notes because I want to be able to address all these points because every single thing can be addressed.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're paying attention to it.
I am.
If you're going to talk down, I'm going to turn it down a little bit.
Around it as we see.
No, actually turn it up. I want them to hear them more than me.
Compositing trick where you just select an area of your image and you brighten it. What is not happening is we're not seeing any new light direction. We're not seeing shadows being cast in a different direction. No parts of the cloud that were dark are now taking on light and showing us a different volumetric shape of the cloud. This is just classic compositing. We've done it all the time with our fake muzzle flashes when we do gunfights, where you just select part of your image and you brighten it up. Now, you could do your own lighting on clouds if you rendered volumetric clouds. If you've watched a Marvel film, you've seen an explosion in a modern movie, those CGI explosions, well, those are called volumetrics. You're even seeing it in Unreal Engine now for the sky and how the sky is rendered. In 2014, we still had volumetrics. They're a little more difficult to do. But in this case, there's no volumetrics in action here. It's just, you don't see it from the lighting, you see no parallax shift from the camera, which shouldn't be just completely static in the sky.
Look at his fucking face.
I mean, this is a background photo.
His shit-eating grin.
So
He's like,
I
already know I can
disprove this. The biggest reason this is visual effects. And this was, I really should have started with this, but then it just kind of be the end of the conversation, which is the teleportation of the airplane at the end. This shockwave, which looks really cool. But this is stock footage, and it's stock footage from the 90s. I can show you the original stock footage element.
Hold on, watch.
Here it is right here.
Yep, let's watch it together. That's not the same.
And it's a really cool stock footage element, pretty obscure. You haven't seen a lot of it. But if you line it up over the footage here, which I did, so here's that stock footage frame.
I took one frame.
Just zoom this in a little bit. And I'm going to switch in my opacity between the stock footage frame and the infrared thermal frame with the UFO video. Well, if we go back and forth, we see that they perfectly line up.
They definitely not perfectly
The ripples are all in this same spot. The burnt-in dots here in the same spot. It's it's that element.
Wait. All right,
like
pause
there's
it.
no
Yep.
This is huge. This is the moment right here.
Oh, well, yeah, perfect. Okay, so yeah,
pause it.
You
So as a statement of fact, those do not match. And all I have to say to counter is how many pixels match. Do we want to ask our expert?
Dude, it is fucking exact.
It's not though. That's the problem. It's
Stevie,
not
show
exact.
the GIF where they bounce back and forth. And this is not the best representation. I think Corridor Crew got closer than this guy did, but this is still in my opinion, still a pretty decent representation. And this is somebody defending it. This is somebody defending the fact that if you haven't caught up or aren't paying enough attention, they found the asset that was used for the implosion, and we have a GIF, and they've done it in this video. Corridor Crew does it in their video where they kind of lay them over top of each other and flip back and forth. They're not exact as Ashton Forbes says, and you can clearly see it in this one. They're not exact. They're using that dot at the bottom right as their matching point, right? They're using that, and then they're laying the so the bright one is the asset that was found, and the bottom one is from the video that we've been looking at, the airplane video.
And I mean,
they don't match exactly. They definitely don't match exactly.
Corridor Crew makes it match better, but you can see how it would line up.
if you look at .1 and just look at where .1 is on the black part, and then when the bright part shows up, look at where .1 is in terms of that A shape right there. It's the same fucking everything's the same except it's slightly stretched or rotated in one direction. It's fucking the same thing. All the little ripples match up if you just slightly rotate or stretch it just a little bit. So whoever created this video altered it a little bit. He altered it in some way, probably because he didn't want to get caught, right? He probably wanted it to not be so obvious that he used an asset that was readily available to anybody. So he altered it somewhat to make it look a little bit unique, unlike the asset that he used. It's the same fucking asset, though.
Yeah, watch this.
I think we can all agree, even though it doesn't match pixel for pixel, like Forbes here says, it's the same asset.
You're forgetting Forbes' major point. You know, both of our buttholes are not the same.
That's the issue.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Exact.
It's not though. That's the problem. They're not. Now, all I have to say is how many.
And if you back it up to where he flips back and forth, just to show them the corridor cruise example, because it's way better. They did a much better job of flipping it.
Over the footage here, which I did.
Because all right, so just again to clarify, the Reddit post that we just showed, the GIF that we just showed that flips back and forth, is from a supporter of the theory, and this is corridor cruise example.
Yeah, perfect.
It's much closer.
They've got
it's
it.
Almost
That's a perfect
identical.
pause. Look at that.
So
that's
right there,
almost the perfect pause.
But you can see differences, and this is what
It's not
Forbes'
perfect in
argument
there.
is. Forbes' argument is there are differences, and that's it. But man, is it pretty much exact.
Right. That is
Like,
his argument that it's not, though.
It would take a minor amount of augmenting that asset to make it exactly the same. I mean, the guy obviously has done some post-processing. He's done some effects to the overall scene after he added the asset in there. So it's going to buttholes is actually, you know what, to be fair, buttholes is not a bad analogy because it kind of looks like a butthole anyway.
Are all in this right
He's going to get there.
spot.
We got to hear that part.
The burnt-in dots here in the same spot. It's It's that element.
But man, it's the fucking same.
Yeah, pause it. So as a statement of fact, those do not match.
I hate the
All
way he
have to
says
say
that.
to counter is how many pixels.
And he's
match?
right. They
You
don't
wanna ask our
match
expert?
perfectly.
Dude, it is fucking.
But it's the same asset.
exact.
It's not though.
It's
That's
an
the
altered
problem. It's
asset.
not an exact match. That's the issue.
So how?
Every pixel would have to be in the same spot, and they're not.
He's
And
just
all-
being
again,
silly
all
at
I have
this
to say is
point.
How many pixels match? That's all I have to say.
No, it's not, because look, you're compositing an effect into a new video, right? You're using an effect that was clearly made in the 90s, and you're bringing it onto a video that was produced in 2014, right? Now he's clearly inverting the colors, right? So what's to say there's no expanding of it?
Did he
warping of
those
the
dots on there as well?
Look,
or what?
yeah, show when he's doing the opacity. See those two dots? See the big one and see the little one up top?
I mean, the dots match.
Go back to where
those are the points that you use to line it up, and then everything else just basically falls into place.
Going over
I actually have that. We'll go into it later because I actually have the.
Watch,
So you see
watch.
the extra dots, right?
Yep, see them? Watch.
Look at that. I mean,
Go back and forth.
They don't. Look, they're there. The black dot's right there.
Scroll down just a little, like right.
there's
keep
no
going
way
right
two
there.
different
I've
events
got the version of
look
this.
that similar, right?
Right. That's the point. Like, that's core.
Like these are these are not like no two fucking explosions are going to look that similar.
Yeah.
So this is the reason that.
So how are all of those little wave ripples? How are those so perfectly matching what's in the video?
Because all dispersal
and the
patterns,
dots.
all dispersal patterns look the same. This is like saying that my butthole is your butthole because they're similar.
Oh.
Right? It's not. We don't have the same butthole because of that. In fact, I have a
That's the
visual
face
effect
of
of the
that line.
donut that actually better matches than this does. And that's the point, is that just because shapes are similar, and again, this is one frame, and even on this one frame, it's not a perfect match. You can even tell in the
He
middle
said
it's
he
not
has
even
a-
close.
I want to see the
You can see there's
donut.
extra dots.
And he said it better
That
matches.
donut don't exist. He just said that
And he
off,
said
off,
it better matches.
off the top of his head. I bet you that shit don't even exist.
That are added there that don't exist in our video either.
So you're
So you
saying
think they deleted them?
So you're saying the explosion that really happened?
It's not an explosion.
This
it's
is
an
all right. So
endothermic
pause it
event.
right there.
The endo.
The way he says that. So you think they deleted them? Do you not understand how video editing works? Like, you can alter it in any way you want to. He says it like it's such an asinine way to think. He's like, so you think they deleted them? Like it's impossible, or like somebody wouldn't even think of it.
Yeah, I hate the way he kind of acts like that. Like anything else is it's unimaginable. Like, come on.
Ah, man, it's so frustrating.
It's the matter of factness on one side that is so frustrating. It's dude, he needs to be objective. That's the only way to truly investigate anything. If you're not being objective, then you're what are we doing here, bud? I mean,
dude, if it wasn't for this, I would be far more convinced.
100%
on the theory. This is just too damning to me.
The interview and seeing his real-time responses to questions, not people that are just sucking his dick or kissing his ass because they want to be on board or want to believe. This guy's asking logical questions, not being rude. He's not being rude to this guy. He's asking logical, real-time questions that me or you would ask, I feel like. And he's completely frustrated and pissed off.
Insanely defensive.
Insanely defensive. Passive aggressive with his
thermic event that
and
really.
And you see it if you go to the subreddit based around this incident, or based around this theory, you see the exact same behavior. And if you like,
oh, dude, it happened on Twitter today. I actually tagged this guy and gotten slightly into the little conversation.
You didn't say anything like even debunking their theory or like
no,
their theory.
Not at all. And
you just said, "What do you think of this?" That's all you said.
Both comments were basically like, "So you trust everything the mainstream media says or the government?"
They were condescending and defensive, is what they were.
Man, that's the best way to put it.
They're very sensitive people in this theory,
and I hate the mainstream media. And I hate the government. I ask questions though. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. Like I wanted to honestly be like, so there's no way possible to prove it. I mean.
So the guy that actually found this asset, this graphic that matches the video, he posted on the subreddit, and the comments on there are fucking just asinine. It's out of control. People are basically, and you know what? This is a big issue that I have with Ashton Forbes is he uses Reddit as gospel. Somebody can post something on Reddit.
God, we got there. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, well, maybe we're not there yet.
Maybe we should. Let me go back to my script. Hold on. I'm going to play this and let me read.
It happened in 2014. Came this close to matching a VFX element produced in the 90s.
Correct. And the people that found this, how did they even find it? They had to use something to search for something to try to find something that was similar, so that they could actually come up with this debunk.
Okay, let's keep playing it.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. 2:35:11 is the exact time that I think you see Danny Jones realize you can't fucking talk to this guy. Watch this
frame.
Yeah,
right on this one frame, it's not a perfect match.
That.
You can even tell in the middle, it's not even close. You can see there's
right there. That's the exact moment he realized. Oh shit, my bad. That's the exact. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Actually,
right there.
Back up to where. Back up to where he has that reaction. Like what gives him that reaction?
This is the exact moment.
That actually better matches than this does.
Like we actually just watched
it. Is that just because shapes are similar? And again, this is one frame, and even on this one frame, it's not a perfect match. You can even tell in the middle, it's not even close. You can.
Right there.
See, there's extra dots.
Right there is where he's like, you can't say anything to this motherfucker.
Oh, I mean, it's the thing. Like everybody can see how close to exact it is, and he's like, all right, well, our assholes look the same, but are they the same? Dude, I've been frustrated since 5 o'clock, Kalen. I've been watching this shit since 5 o'clock.
Okay, here we go.
And I have been
Ashton takes a random Reddit post that is not verified who say they worked on Top Gun Maverick, just taking his post at 100% truth over actual specialists who we just watched, who are showing their work and why this is most likely fake. Here is the link at 2:19:58.
Oh my god.
Watch this.
Yeah, do this.
This
is fucking insanity.
I don't know why I did that, but 2:19:58. Hold on.
Oh my god.
This is a weird one. This ad's a weird one.
It's like saying that my butthole is your butthole because they're similar, right? It's not. We don't have the same butthole because of that. In fact, I have a visual horseshoes and hand grenades.
Have you talked to any visual effects artists?
Not. She says that.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, yeah, on Twitter. Yep.
Oh,
and
we got more to go into actually. I think it's right here.
Visual effects lead from Marvel Studios.
Yeah,
Todd Phillips. May I say
Todd Phillips is a director.
Before this. I want to hear the Shay person because we just.
Oh, I don't know how much.
fucking,
Where that
it's right there. It's right there.
Here?
Just
Background,
right
have you
before
known these guys, and like, what are their credentials?
Quite a bit. You can look up Shy Keenan if you want. She's a very
Shy
established
Keenan
effects artist.
Pause
She
it.
says that the
Already, he said her name. What did he say? She's well known, or what did he say? What was his exact words?
hardest Shy Keenan.
How much background have you done on these guys, and like, what are their credentials?
Quite a bit. You can look up Shy Keenan if you want. She's a very established visual effects artist. She says.
Established visual effects artist Shy Keenan.
Shy Keenan, established visual effects artist. If you and he even says right after this, just play it just another couple of sequends.
That the hardest part about
How do you
visual
spell her
effects, Shy Keenan, ShyKeenan.
Shy Keenan. Okay.
Yeah, on Twitter. Yep. And we've got
He said Keenan.
visual effects.
He's very nervous. But he said on Twitter. Pause it. He said on Twitter. Shy Keenan, ShyKeenan or KENNAN probably. If you look up that person, it is KEE. I did the same thing he did. KEENAN.
Right.
If you look up that person, there is no.
This is what you get.
There is zero video effects credentials for this person.
Hey, is AR VR though? What is that?
I said that earlier. It probably means. I would assume it means augmented reality, virtual reality, and she has hashtag VHQ. I don't know what that is either. But the point is, there is nothing about this person that ties to video effects. Nothing, except maybe that little thing in her Twitter profile. If you look this person up, they are a sexual abuse.
Oh, they're into UFOs
survivor, and they
Here's
are
the connection.
They are a victims advocate, but they are not, as far as I can tell, in any way an established video effects artist.
I think this is who he's talking about.
It 100% is who he's talking about.
They're talking about the CIA.
This person is not an established, in his words, established video effects artist. And then he goes on to claim somebody from Marvel Studio.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Lead from Marvel Studios,
which he can't
I think
name.
it was Todd Phillips. I may have said
Todd Phillips is a director of.
Yeah, he does name
He
somebody.
immediately
Todd
fucks it
Phillips,
up.
who was
not
wrong.
Todd Phillips. That was that's
The Hangover.
Yeah. I have to pull up his name. I apologize.
this
I don't have
guy's-
it up in front of me. But on one of my other podcasts with the Total Disclosure podcast, he went on the record stating that just to do the background research,
Well, but that's
related
it,
to
though.
everything would take months to figure out the angles and everything you need.
Oh, wait,
and even
no.
using today's technology would take up to 6 months to be able to produce these videos.
So do you
This is the Top
do
Gun
you
guy,
know
right?
what it would take to convince you that this is VFX?
Yeah,
That's
you'd
good
actually have to do it. So, like, when it comes to what we see right here on this visual effects, right, someone actually needs to go and modify every pixel and go and make it match and tell me how long it takes to just do the one frame.
Okay. Do you have you ever heard of Corridor Digital?
Yeah, and they, people have pinged them nonstop. They did not step up to the plate to try to do this. You're gonna have to have better visual effects skills than the creators of Top Gun Maverick. They actually posted on Reddit. And their post says that whoever would have created this, here it is. We can just read it. I was the lead VFX artist on Top Gun Maverick. If this is CGI, whoever made it front-run their work by over 4 years and did a better job than us, apparently. And again, this is a movie about planes. The biggest advantage they had was to cheat the speed of the jets and the scale through different shots and cinematic effect. So some of the hardest part here is going to be when you see this plane moving. They said even in the Dark Star sequence, the actual speed of the 3D model moving through our environment wasn't anything close to Mach 10. Whoever made this animation was sure that the speed and the scale is accurate between two cameras, which means that it's animated and scaled to real-world speed. So they said, I don't know if this video is real. It could be made using CGI, which would require a considerable amount of effort. The camera distortion and the rolling shutter would all have had to been recreated. The clouds and the lighting look to be correct based on the visible light rays. So to me, those are extremely damning comments that make it essentially, you've got somebody who is the lead visual effects artist in one of the biggest blockbusters of.
Well, you don't
the last few
know. It's
years.
just a Reddit post.
Well, it could be verified, right? We could go find that person. We could talk to them.
Have you
right?
though?
I haven't, but we could. So again, everything that I post out there is verifiable.
And let me get this part. Hold on.
This fucking
257.38.
90% of his research is Reddit.
All right.
Reddit posts. People just supporting his theory.
Number one feeling, winning.
It's so frustrating. He hears an actual video effects. Sorry.
I don't. The thing that I don't really understand here is why you are so quick to dismiss his analysis of this. If this guy is a legitimate, verified expert, not hiding behind a Twitter handle or a Reddit handle, right? And he's not. It's not just like some podcaster saying, "Oh, I talked to a guy on the phone and he told me it would take between 4 to 6 months." He's the lead at Marvel. Like this guy is telling you who he is. Everybody knows who he is, and he's giving you his analysis, having decades of experience in this. And I don't understand why you give somebody on Reddit more credibility than you give him, and why you dismiss him so quick.
I judged him based on the things that he said. He thought they were contrails. They're not. It's smoke. The reason why it probably gets hotter is because the smoke is stacking up and you're seeing it from an angle where the smoke is lining up, right? I mean, literally, it's not a matter of what I think his credentials are, and I think that people need to move away from that. And you specifically, just because someone claims to be an expert does not mean everything they say is true. Judge them based on the things they say. This is critical thinking 101. And this is what I think is missing the most from places like Reddit, is that you go look at Reddit and people say, oh, what's at the top?
You took your point from Reddit, from somebody that you can't verify. Wait, you can verify, but you didn't verify.
Who's the person?
This is what fucking kills me about this guy. He complains about Reddit.
He contradicts himself.
He complains about Reddit, but he also loves the people on his specific subreddit.
If they're on his side. Dude, when he answers people on Twitter, I noted this today. I mean, he's pretty. If you're on his side, it's all go. It doesn't matter. You could basically say anything as long as you're on his side.
I could make a troll account and fucking troll the shit out of him. I guarantee it.
Like he would be like,
use ChatGPT to sound
this guy
smart
gets it. This guy gets
troll
it.
the shit out of him. It'd be so easy. He believes anything as long as it supports his theory.
Yeah.
He will not vet. He doesn't know how to vet. And again, I said this to Stevie earlier, and I keep giving this guy all the fucking credit in the world. All night long, fucking clip how many times I said to his credit, because I have been giving him credit this whole night. To his credit, he's only been doing this for a couple of months. Maybe he doesn't know how this works, how to vet people, but he's in the big leagues now. He's out here on Alex Jones's podcast. He's out here fucking on Danny Jones's podcast. He needs to take
Danny Jones is probably a little better. I thought that Alex Jones was a bad move. I was like, that's a crazy dude. Like that showed me that he's trying to get the conspiracy people in on with him. Like
he's in the public eye.
He already realizes though that it's going sideways with a podcast like this one, and with the corridor guys coming after him. He's going to end up being on an island with just people screaming at each other about conspiracies. That's not good.
Form a cult or something.
He needs to vet it from all sides.
He doesn't know how to vet.
And you're right. That's your whole
entire point that I was getting at. He's only been doing this for a couple of months. So I give him credit. Maybe he doesn't understand that he needs to vet these sources. But man, you can't take a guy who has established an established career in video effects and deny everything he says, but then take a fucking Reddit post from a guy who claims to have worked on Top Gun.
That's my least favorite part.
You have no idea if it's true or not, and you take that as absolute truth,
as gospel.
That is that's the issue that I have with this man.
Slam your hands.
That is the issue that I have with this man. Like it actually drives me fucking crazy that I swear to God, 90% of his fucking evidence comes from Reddit,
dude. And then he's gonna. Well, that's a problem with Reddit.
But he hates. But that's a Reddit mentality you have there, sir. God damn.
Yeah. Yeah. My biggest problem is that he needs to learn to vet, just like you said. He needs to investigate this as an actual journalist and not just a one-sided conspiracy theorist, because that's not going to work, dude. He's going to end up being
this
a crazy
guy
person screaming.
Me, I was so frustrated watching this interview.
Yeah.
Please, I implore you, everybody go watch this interview.
Watch the whole thing. It's interesting.
And subscribe. Danny Jones is actually fucking dope.
Yeah, this is cool.
He has I think he has a different channel called Concrete. I swear to God, it was a different channel that I watched, because I've mentioned this guy before. I know
when you because I tagged him earlier when I posted my YouTube post. When I tagged his name, it actually just auto corrected it to Concrete. So something.
Yeah. So I thought that it was a different YouTube channel. Even is there a Concrete YouTube channel?
Let me see.
I'll see. Maybe it's just Danny Jones now.
Yeah, maybe it just
I think he
hasn't
changed it. I think it's at Concrete on YouTube, but it's called Danny Jones. It's the same channel.
Gotcha.
It used to be called Concrete. Anyway, that's the same guy that had Uncharted X on, the guy who does the Egyptian like pyramid, the not even just Egyptian, but just like any type of like ancient alien technology where he thinks that there was a primitive civilization that had advanced technology, which is fucking amazing. It's like the best thing in the world. Please go watch that. Maybe if I shout out him enough, he won't take this down because we've been watching a lot of his podcasts.
Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he's cool.
But honestly, to be fucking frank, dude, he has great guests on, and he does great interviews.
No, he seems
as evidenced by
legit.
this, he went. I mean, he was. And Stevie was saying this earlier to me personally, like privately. He was so respectful to.
Oh, dude,
to
he's
Ashton
giving him
Forbes.
every chance in the world to not to give him anything. Like, it sucks, actually.
But it's just like you can like he just won't see it. He won't see how obvious it is. It's
the ending of it's
insane.
the most frustrating for me, because even after this point where he's like basically saying, here's what's bothering me about this, and then he just like doubles down and doesn't even like hear that. He's just like, well, I did actually address everything, respectfully,
and everything he uses
And I
is
debunked
fucking Reddit posts. Like
kinda
everything
frustrating.
he uses is a fucking Reddit
It's
post,
frustrating.
unvetted, just random people on Reddit backing him up.
So
Get the fuck out of here.
I posted on Twitter to him earlier this, because there have been a lot of let's see, where's this fucking post at? Here we go. Boom. So yeah, there's been a lot of pieces actually found of this plane. So I said to this dude, how do you perceive the discovery of scattered Flight 370 pieces across various locations, each bearing verifiable markings that refute any possibility of the plane inexplicably teleporting or vanishing from our dimension like a mere blip? And yeah, I mean, then if you actually go to the site, which I do have pulled up here, there have been numerous pieces that they believe are from this plane.
And probably pretty accurately. But I'll go back to saying that I don't disagree with Ashton Forbes and that there may be some conspiracy here. There may be some cover-up.
I could see that too.
My main thing is the fucking video is fake, because we have seen a video effects expert debunk it. And in my opinion, seeing that stock footage as well as it lined up, even if it wasn't perfect, was good enough for me. And it looks fucking, and that wasn't the only thing they had. I mean, the clouds don't move. There's multiple things that they had
a lot of
issues
points
with that prove that
Quarter Crew had a lot of points.
It's fake footage. I'm gonna believe those guys over some fucking guy that just claims to work on Top Gun off of Reddit with no actual credentials, or this Shy Keenan who I can't find any video effects credentials for that he also named. He can't name any actual experts. That's the biggest issue I have with this guy.
Yeah.
He can't name experts.
I'm telling you like it is, baby.
Woo! Yeah, and pieces of this plane have been found, and you know what? Maybe there is a cover-up. I don't know. I haven't done.
Yeah, that's the thing. There still could be some, dude. It could have been hijacked. There's some weird shit going on. Who fucking knows? Like, and the government's definitely love to cover shit up. Like, I'm a conspiracy guy in the fact that some of them are true and you can actually prove them, right? Like, you just don't jump. That's the whole thing. That's literally my entire point. Be an investigative journalist here, bro. You have an opportunity and a chance, and you're being given a platform, and you're growing a platform. Use that responsibly, man, and dig in deep and ask all the right questions, and take it from both sides. Take it from the deep conspiracy side and the people like Concrete or your Jones and the Quarter Crew. Take it all in a lump and then address it individually.
Use real experts.
Form your opinion. Fuck.
You are growing a community to where you can actually. I think here's maybe the issue with this guy. Even if he reaches out to a real expert, he's probably going to get debunked, and he probably knows that.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't want to be debunked.
He won't.
Right?
He
can't be wrong. He's one of these people that can't be wrong, no matter what. Like his heels are stuck in the dirt publicly now. Okay, he's getting more famous in this little niche conspiracy world
He's
daily
spent
now.
so much of his time.
He's not going to. He's not going to be able to move. Like, he's going to be stuck. He's going to be stuck forever.
He doesn't want to feel like he wasted his last 2 months of his life, because obviously, he's as far as I know, I don't think he said he's quit his job, but I think he still works his job, because they even mentioned in the podcast with Danny Jones there that it's Danny Jones, right? I'm not saying that wrong.
Yeah, Danny Jones.
Because I know he was on Alex Jones, and I was like,
yeah,
confusing myself.
Danny Jones.
He was on Danny Jones, but he said, he actually cleared it with his work that he could do this. He could go on podcasts.
But they let him go on Alex Jones. I think now he might have quit. That's actually leading me to believe he quit.
Well, they said he could do whatever he wants on his private time.
Gotcha.
As long as he's not allowed to say who he works for and things like
that.
Right. But he's allowed to publicly do what he wants on his private time, basically. Which I never actually even thought of. Like, I work for a corporate bank. Like, they may have issues with me doing podcasts like this. I don't know, but I never cleared it with them. Who knows? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, but people who watch this aren't typically going to know. They're not typically going to know who I work for anyway. So that actually, I will admit, that's actually been a slight worry of mine in the past. Where, like, what if my boss saw this? Like, would that be a problem?
I mean, we're not that crazy,
but yeah, I mean, I'm just giving my opinion. Well, I mean, maybe because I curse a shit ton on here. I don't know.
This is literally how I talk at all times in my life.
I mean, I don't talk like this at work.
I do
to my boss anyway.
I would.
I keep a very professional relationship with my boss.
I'm not unprofessional, but I just talk. I actually can't not cuss.
I don't curse.
I can't
not
talk like
curse.
this.
I do not curse.
It's crazy. Like, if I'm around friends that have kids, I'm sorry. I apologize instantly, but it's happening.
I do not curse at work.
It's uncontrollable. I'm a broken
I have friends at work that I curse around, but like the upper echelon, I do not curse around.
Grub truck
but yeah, my takeaways from this guy is I think he has issues with accepting truth. I think it doesn't matter what happens. We brought it up, but I don't know if you showed. You should probably show the tweet for the reward for.
I don't know where that's at exactly. Is it
if
on
you can
his
actually
thing?
prove that this is fake, and what he wants like an original project file. He wants the person that made it to come forward. He doesn't want just like somebody to prove that it's fake. Like, if somebody could recreate it pixel for pixel, he would accept that and pay the money. But that's going to be basically impossible because you don't know. It's if somebody faked this, it's basically a work of art that's original in a way that, like, you'd have to know all the settings they use. Like, it would take so much time to make it pick. Which he's right about. He even says that. It would take a long time to make it pixel for pixel. But that like, you're literally doing a 1-for-1. Like, imagine drawing the Mona Lisa 1-for-1. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of time. That's with anything. That's with any type of video. Imagine recreating this video 1-for-1 or any other video 1-for-1. You're not gonna be able to do it. So what he actually wants is the original creator, if it is fake, to upload or show him their project file or give him their project file, come forward and say, hey, I made this. Here's my fucking After Effects file or Adobe Premiere file or whatever it is, which would show all the settings and the assets and everything he used, right? That's what he wants.
Yeah,
and it needs to be perfect. It needs to be the right one. It needs to be exact.
Exactly. What is it? It's like 145,000, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Kim.com, man. I hadn't heard that name in a long time. And then you sent me that tweet. Kim.com is putting up like a bunch of money.
Yeah, I think his is up like 100K maybe. I wish I knew. I did see that.
The guy who created Mega, who was in legal trouble for a long time and got out of it. Man, that guy is filthy rich.
Yeah, and I remember he got arrested. He got his house raided. I remember.
Yep.
That was back.
He got out of it though.
In the old days.
He's good now. I think Mega still exists. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember using that site.
It may actually have been sold. I wonder if he still owns it. I would imagine he sold it.
Pirated movies.
That's what all these guys do, man. They make something like that, like kind of revolutionary, not even really that revolutionary, but kind of revolutionary, and then they just sell it to some venture capitalist or some company, and that's how everybody makes their millions anymore.
Get rich as shit.
Real estate's a good way, but also be a fucking tech guy and just make something useful, and somebody will pay a $10 million for it.
Real quick, I want to do a little bit of plug-in here. I'm going to throw this in the chat. That right there is an Amazon link, ladies and gentlemen, that it will take you to Amazon through a portal that helps out Publicly Buzzed if you use that link. If you do any Christmas shopping or whatnot, appreciate that. Yeah, this has been awesome. I knew Dan was going to get fired up, though, tonight. That's my favorite.
I like the story. I just don't like the guy.
He's a little.
I don't like the guy heading the story. I don't like the guy telling the story.
Links for support. And then I'm going to post the merch shop. Got new merch items in there. Love you guys so much. Hanging and banging every Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Sunday.
Honestly, thank God for Corridor Crew for bringing the.
I'm glad you sent me their video.
The shit to light, because, I mean, so there was the Reddit post that kind of brought it to light, but they showed that to me. So honestly, thanks to the Reddit guy, whoever that was, Icy something.
Yeah, because Nico doesn't even name him. He says that some Reddit guy found that.
He shows the post though. That's how I went and found it. He shows the post. But yeah, that guy figured it out, and oh my God, dude. Ashton Forbes and his people, they try to debunk it by like, how did you recognize this effect? Because that if you don't, you didn't pull up the Aussie Slide Reddit post, did you?
The what?
The Reddit post where he had the guy that actually found the effect.
You
didn't pull that up, did you?
I don't think I had that.
So he says he found it because he watched the plane disappearing video, and he was like, I've seen that before. Like the implosion part where it just disappears. I've seen that before.
I haven't seen this.
He was like, well, I've seen that before. And he starts doing research, and he finds out that it was an effect used in Duke Nukem. And he downloads the files.
It touched his nostalgia in his brain, didn't it?
He downloads all the files until he finds the one that matches, and he lines it up, and he's like, oh, there it is.
Oholy shit. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't read that one. That's crazy.
It is actually kind of crazy. And like, again, to give Ashton Forbes credit.
Give a lot of credit. You give him a lot of credit, baby.
I keep doing it. It is kind of crazy that he just found it like that. Like, I mean, what a memory on a guy like, because
that happens. That shit. Some people's memories are nuts.
Well, it also doesn't match really. You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting. Like, it matches, but it doesn't match exactly. So like, what triggered it? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird.
I mean, it looks completely different.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to.
It's edited anyways. That's a good point.
That's a weird thing to trigger.
Something triggered it, and
maybe the whole thing is like propaganda or like some kind of like misinformation campaign. I don't know. Maybe Ashton Forbes is the insider, is like the secret agent for a misinformation campaign.
Hell, he could be. I mean,
maybe that's why he gets so nervous.
He's like, oh God, they're after me. They're on to me.
He's like, and he is a government employee. He's admitted himself. He is a government employee. Maybe he's a part of a misinformation campaign. He's trying to make us think it's aliens, but it's actually like some like other conspiracy, like the government.
Dude, this alien shit keeps getting crazier and crazier.
Disappear, you know?
Just this week, there's some more CIA shit. They're apparently CIA is covering up. They've been going to the actual crashes and picking up the technology and bringing it back. And we right now, the United States has alien technology. The CIA has alien technology. All right, that they're not telling anybody about.
I haven't heard this.
It's brand new. It's happening this week. That was part of what that one list I sent you earlier. That
Wait,
Rogan
what?
clip.
It's confirmed that it's alien
not confirmed
technology
at all. No,
oh, okay.
Well,
said the CIA,
I'd have to look at the link, but I do have a link that is the CIA. That's the story's from. It's pretty interesting though. I forget exactly what triggered it to be such a high profile case right now. Let me see if I can just do a little Google. Hold on. I ain't like I'm not in front of the fucking internet. I'm in front of the magic box. 2 days ago. 3 days ago.
Man, everybody hanging out tonight. Thank you. This is amazing.
That was a good one.
Yeah, big crowd.
It is from the Daily Motion.
Of course.
Daily Mail, excuse me.
I did the same thing yesterday, did I not?
CIA's secret office has conducted UFO retrieval missions on at least 9 crash sites around the world, whistleblowers reveal. Yeah, there's a whistleblower.
Okay, so there's more whistleblowers.
The office, let's just go down here. A secretive CIA office has been coordinating the retrieval of crashed UFOs around the world for decades, multiple sources told Daily Mail. One source said that at least 9 apparent non-human craft have been recovered by the U.S. government, some wrecked from a crash and 2 completely intact. 3 sources briefed on those alleged top-secret operations told Daily Mail that the Office of Global Access, a wing of the Central Intelligence Agency's Science and Technology, has played a central role since 2003 in orchestrating the collection of what could be alien spacecraft. 20 years! The 3 sources who spoke on the condition of anonymity to avoid reprisals have all been briefed by individuals involved in those alleged UFO retrieval missions. Though the shocking claims sound like they come from a science fiction novel, they are part of a growing body of evidence suggesting the U.S. government have indeed been hiding advanced vehicles that were not made by humans. It all gets a little deeper, doesn't it? Grush was just on Rogan this week talking about some more stuff. I think that might have been what triggered it.
I saw Baby Boomer come in here, which is a new name. And
Baby
she
Boomer.
said, or they said, I shouldn't say she, they said, very compelling. How do you explain fragments of the plane ending up on the shore of Madagascar? I wonder if they're like back in time or if they're caught up. If they are caught up, I just want to say that, yeah, I think that those are probably factual. I think that those are truly.
That was my main thing.
I think the pieces that have been found have been analyzed and they can be corroborated with the MH370 flight.
Yeah.
I think they're real. I think that they actually found them. And again, I want to say it one more time to old Ashton Forbes' credit there. He actually says that maybe they're real too. He says maybe they burned off before the teleport event. Like he has an explanation for those things that I don't, those things that, like, those kinds of arguments are fine to me. Those make sense. Like, yeah, it's just the main.
It's the way he handles the entire
it's
conversation.
So bad, man.
That's
well, the fact that I think he's been fully debunked and he won't accept it, that's the problem. In my opinion, and Steve, I think agrees, is that he's been debunked and he won't accept it.
Yeah.
And he will never accept it.
I think it sucks. I think the whole conversation has been tainted by his presence just because of the way he acts. I hate it. And he's like the voice of it now. So I would ultimately say that I think that it's on the debunk side, but I still am open to conversation because I don't know what the hell's going on, and it's very interesting and fun to read. I like these kinds of
But you will admit
but at the same time,
the video's fake.
The videos are bullshit. Yeah, like and I believe that. You know why I believe that? I believe that because of an expert opinion given to me through the Quarter Crew.
An actual expert.
That's what swayed my opinion on it. I mean, quite frankly.
Yeah, me too. If it wasn't for that, I would still be on the fence.
And that's, I'm not, and here's the thing. I think the conversation would have been a lot better if you could have watched something like what was the guy's name? But Danny Jones. If he was on watching that one, if the conversation could have went a little bit, okay, you take the Quarter Crew's video that's kind of just a straight debunk, right? Then I jump to this one and I'm watching this conversation, and that's what turned me completely sour on the whole thing.
Watching his reaction.
Is watching his reactions.
Yeah.
That's what sucks.
And how he answers so the whole time he's like, oh, I have an answer for that. I have an answer for that. I have it. And even like Danny Jones is like, are you watching? because he's constantly writing notes, right?
Dude, yeah. He's like, "Are you? I just want to make sure that you're paying attention."
So the whole time he's like, "I got an answer for that. I got an." He's like, "Well, he said like
not
50.
even-
He said like 6 false statements in a row. So I have answers for all these."
Yeah.
When he actually gets a chance to answer to them, it's all Reddit posts.
Oh, dude, yeah.
There's no verifiable information.
I'm not sure if you know this or not, but
for his answers.
This Marvel director that I'm going to misname said
He didn't name him. Yeah,
right.
oh,
It was
yeah.
It was
right.
well, no, that was talking about something different. Yeah, the one they didn't name was because he couldn't. It was just a Reddit post. Was the
Top Gun.
Top
guy.
Gun. Yeah, forgot the name of the movie.
Apparently,
Maverick.
he has spoken to a Top Gun, or no, we've seen the Top Gun guy. He's just a Reddit post. We can't verify he actually worked on Top Gun or is even a video effects artist at all. He has spoken to Shy Keenan, who we also somehow can't verify, even though we know the name and can Google and
Find him on Twitter where he said that they are located.
Still no evidence of this, and this is a known and experienced or whatever he said. I think did he use the word experience, something like that. Video effects artist. We can't find any information. We can't find any information for this person being a video effects artist. And then he also mentioned Todd Phillips, who is not a video effects artist at all, who directed The Hangover. So I don't know. Did you? Like he's all over the place, and again, he's new at this, so I think he's fucking up very bad. I think he's going too deep, too fast. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's trying to get there too quick.
And his following is I think that's the reason why. Honestly, he's getting this huge following so fast
because they're all in. They're all in on it. They want to believe so bad.
I think he may be overwhelmed. He may be a little out of his depth here.
Did you see? And I'm just saying that because they just posted it in the chat there. But Phil posted it. Did you see the lamp fixture fall on my head?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
dude, that was crazy.
What? How was it stuck to the ceiling?
It was just like
Is it
like screwed on, like.
Oh, it is screwed on.
Yeah, well, not like screwed, no actual screw, but like it just fixes onto the.
Oh, I got you.
I mean?
There's like a plate up
Snaps.
there, and it just Gotcha.
It's plastic, thank God. But it's high, dude.
Yeah.
I can't even reach the ceiling in this basement. And
wow,
freaking Cassie dropped a 50-pound bag of dog food.
Yeah. You dropped a 50-pound dog on the floor,
bro. I had a headache all day Sunday. I think I had a little concussion.
Did it really hurt?
It didn't hurt, but I had a headache. It didn't hurt at all, but it gave me a headache.
Damn. That's
like
the
in the
thing,
moment,
though.
it really didn't hurt, but I kept the headache that whole day.
How weird, yeah. I was gonna say like shit like that can like not look so bad, but it actually is. Worse
And dude, if you do watch it, it hits right here. Like it doesn't even hit me.
That's true.
It
Yeah,
kind of
the
absorbed
headphones.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it went behind because it went in front. That'll ruin the stream. Like.
Right. Yeah, no, that was funny though.
That was weird.
And fucking Bob and Scarlett was there.
Oh my God! Of course. That was hilarious.
I like Bob's reaction. He immediately saw it.
He's like, "What was that?"
He just started laughing.
Had to clip that immediately.
Yeah, that was good.
This was a great show tonight.
Good content. No,
This
this
was a
was
good
fucking insane show.
We prepared this one for y'all.
People were interested in this one, weren't they?
You've got a deep crowd in here still, baby. 81. That's what I
Yeah.
like to see. Thank you all, seriously, for hanging and banging tonight. Love you guys. The next time you will see me, Sunday morning, 9 a.m., Murder Church, Episode 2. We are on the 1994 Dr. Jack Kevorkian trial. Episode 1 was great. Bob Motto was a special guest. We're going to keep rolling. Yeah. Thank you all so much. I know Jay's going to be going live tomorrow, I think on the JBN channel on YouTube, doing a little something. Maybe that's on Kick, but keep an eye out for Jay doing something this weekend for sure.
Be sexy, baby.
You never fucking know, baby. You never fucking know what's coming down the pike.
read
Keep
that
an eye on the
Oliver.
channel. Your wife's home.
Oh shit.
Perfect.
Let
timing.
me know through YouTube. All right.
This is perfect.
Wait, she probably she didn't text me. She just logged in and all right.
She's like,
good
I guess
deal.
this is how I'm going to tell him that I'm home tonight. Damn, 4:53 a.m. That's what I'm talking about. This is a real G right here. All right, Sheila Duffy, up in this motherfucker. Am I saying that right? Sheila Duffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could
All
be
right.
Jilach.
Stevie knows. Murder Church. Murder Church, baby.
sorry, Sheila.
Yeah, I can't. That's actually how I say names like that in my head.
Sheila.
That's how I say them in my head before, like, I try to say them really. I just scramble all the words, the letters together.
It sounds like how like an ogre might say it. Sheila.
I think is she from Ireland?
I don't know. I'm being stupid anyway.
Starting a cult, trying to get buy-in of the JBN and Buzz Boys. You're in, baby.
Oh shit.
We got a cult up in this motherfucker. Yeah. Hey, that new HBO doc. There's a new HBO doc. I've been seeing all over Twitter today. You been seeing that one?
I saw Holly mention
that crazy bitch.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I watched the trailer. It got me instantly. I have to see this. Like, it looks insane. Like,
well, I still need to watch the Twin Flames doc. Have you seen that?
I didn't watch that one. No, I saw the hype on that too. I saw the hype. Dude, the cults are so hot right now. Cults
we need
are
to do
so
more cult
fucking
shows,
hot
don't
right
we?
now.
We should do some cult shows.
Yeah, maybe I need to get a cult show going.
We haven't. Have we even done a cult show?
I bet so.
Well,
we did the
Idaho cult one.
I was about to say the Christian Church or Christ Church.
Is that a cult? That's a church. That's not a cult.
That's a
hey, that's a church.
I dug into that one.
No,
that one seems very culty.
Definitely a cult.
That one's very culty.
Yeah, Twin Flames. I want. Yeah,
I'd check that out though. Well, what I'm gonna be doing this weekend.
That's what Jay's been ranting and raving about.
It's the one from HBO Max, Kaylin. Something about love. It's the lady that says she's God.
I can't remember what it was called.
HBO Max cult. I bet I find it like that. Heaven's Gate, the cult of cults. Yeah.
We could do an episode on the
I think that's it.
the rigatonis, which I know I'm not saying that right. I'm just being goofy. You know what I'm talking about though. The Raggly-ish.
That's not it.
The Wriggly-ish. What the fuck are they called?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the new one's called The Cult of Mother God. The Cult of Mother God. 3-part docuseries chronicling the life and death of Amy Carlson, also known as Mother God, a self-proclaimed spiritual savior who built a cult through her online manifestos and live streaming sessions. So we're already on the right path. She was doing it correctly with live streaming, guys. Mother God, this bitch was, you know, spoiler alert, because I read ahead a little bit, was drinking some kind of fucking weird-ass silver shit, right? She wasn't like...
Oh, I know this. Yeah,
bro,
yeah. I actually
she
know
turns
this.
fucking silver, dude.
She dies. They keep her body, right?
Yeah, bro. They keep her body and start... Fuck! I gotta watch this shit, dude.
I've never seen the doc, but I know that one already. Like, I've seen that one online.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
No, it's insane. The cult still exists, too.
Yeah, they're still, like, out here worshiping this dead lady, right?
Yo.
Bro.
Dude, I can't find the fucking name of this cult that I'm thinking of.
Bro.
Rajneesh. The Rajneesh cult.
Bro. That one's awesome. That's my favorite one from Netflix.
Dude, it's so good.
God,
God, that's such a
they
good
take
doc.
over the whole fucking town.
Somebody probably said it in chat way before I found it, but anyway. Dude, yeah. I know the one you're talking about, though. I actually know the story of that lady and the fucking cult, and it's still going. Like, they still use her. She's still the god. She's still their god. She's fucking dead, but she's still, like, their main person. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And it's still going. It was on the dark web, actually. Yeah.
Dude. Internet's crazy, dude. Y'all gotta be careful out here. Weak minds lurking.
Dude, it makes me want to fucking start a cult.
Yeah, dude. I think we already have.
Just get some money going. You know?
Love has won. Yeah, dude, they poisoned the salad bar. That's right, Tiffany Knox.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that one's fucked up.
They did. They tried to fix. They tried to fix the fucking.
Weekend at Bernie's church.
The.
They weekend at Bernie's that bitch. That's really what happened. They were weekend at Bernie's the silver bitch around for like days before they found her. Like they did some kind of wellness check and they're like, she's ascended. The godmother has ascended. Oh, can we check on her? Oh, this lady's dead, and she's also fucking silver.
I do want to watch that though. I know about it a little bit, so it might be more. It might be better watching the HBO doc. I also want to watch the Twin Flames doc too. I want to watch both of them.
Happy anniversary.
Fun time. I never watched fucking documentary. Whoa.
Whoa. I should put the whoa as a separate one and do it like just a second.
Whoa.
Whoa. I think I'm gonna do that. All right, let's get the hell out of here. It's Friday night. It's midnight. We went long
I got some
tonight.
drinking to do.
I will see you Sunday morning for real, guys. Love you all. Thank you all so much. Hit the like as you head out the door. Share this.
Love you, motherfuckers.
Boom. That's what I wanted. We out.
See, we shoot them up bang bang over here. We not scared of they motherfucking ass.